Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.
This is the way it feels to move through summer in Lululemon. Iconic Align softness without the front seam. For our smoothest look and feel ever, summer won't know what hit it. Stretch your limits in the non-stop flexibility of the new Lululemon Align No-Line Pant in select stores and at Lululemon.com.
You know that one friend who somehow knows everything about money? Yeah, now imagine they live in your phone. Say hey to Experian, your big financial friend. It's the app that helps you check your FICO score, find ways to save, and basically feel like a financial genius. And guess what? It's totally free. So go on, download the Experian app. Trust me, having a BFF like this is a total game changer.
You said you were in Mexico the day of Lily's murder. Why?
How many episodes of NYPD Blue did you have to watch to get the finger tapping down?
I asked you a question.
And I ignored it and moved on. Keep up.
Do I look like I am playing around with you?
So how about that phone call, huh?
Whoops.
What, you didn't read the manual? Could get a phone call. It's the law.
Your daddy's already sending your lawyer. Go ahead.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, I'm in kind of a jam. Yeah, I'm here at the lovely Sheriff's Department. Being grilled without
Representation, I might add. Hey, do you think you could track down my father, maybe work some of that Veronica magic that gets people out of these things?
Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
Thanks. I'd love to chat, but I have a guest. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
You called Veronica Mars.
Yeah. What's it to you?
It's funny, that's all. I mean, she's the one who came to me with information about you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody out there in podcast listening land? Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Veronica Mars. We're just two boys watching every episode of Veronica Mars for the first time, giving our review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
And today we're talking about the Season 1 finale. Season 1, Episode 22, Leave It to Beaver. Directed by Michael Fields, story by Rob Thomas, teleplay by Rob Thomas and Diane Ruggiero. Original air date May 10th, 2005, to an audience of 2.99 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, we've got a shout out. We got a 5-star Apple Podcasts rating and review from our good friend Lolly. Oh there, Lolly. I don't know if you're from England or what, but I don't know why I put on this accent. But thank you very much for your 5-star rating and review. And they've been with us since Buffy, and now they're so stoked that we're doing Veronica Mars. And I am too, especially after this episode. So yeah, if you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, take a screenshot of it, send it in to us, and we'll shout your ass out.
Yeah, Lolly's a top tier listener.
Yes.
Thank you, Lolly.
Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. We're covering Dollhouse, and our episode on Empire Records will be coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
That was that was a good time.
I will say that was an enlightening podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that podcast, I feel like it was a little less shenanigans, and it was a lot more actual review.
They're shenanigans.
They're shenanigans. There's definitely shenanigans. I mean, it's the boys we're talking about. I remember laughing so hard at one point that my stomach hurt, but Yeah, be on the lookout for that Empire Records podcast on our Patreon. And yeah, we all know what the July Patreon movie is going to be. There's a certain movie coming out July 3rd that I'm very excited to see.
I'm excited to podcast about it. I don't know how excited to see it I am.
I'm excited about all of it.
Okay.
Love it. But yeah, so we got that going on. Join our Discord. Link is in the show notes. And yeah, I think that's everything for the up top announcements. We're keeping it short.
Yeah, let's crack open our bevy of energy drinks and
Yeah, I finally delivered Vance his portion of the energy drinks, and he was like, "Holy shit, dude.
It's a lot. It's a lot."
He was like, "This is half?" So yeah, dude.
And you know what it made me think of is like we didn't have it planned out when we started this that we were going to do energy drinks. But man, now that we can get energy drinks, what if it was just something else? You know, like what if it was just something different? I was like, this is what we turned it into.
Yep, this is what we've been banking on. I got, you know what? I had one more watermelon from the original energy drink shipment. So I'm finishing off the season with the watermelon because I feel like it's the most classic. It's one of the more classic ones. Vance has another classic one. I just saw it on.
The Monster Zero.
Yeah.
The Monster Energy Zero Ultra.
Yeah. That one, I feel like that's top tier.
Yeah, this is 150 milligrams.
Yeah, it's less caffeine.
I looked at the
less
Lonnie's.
Caffeine.
Ooh.
Less caffeine, bigger body.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're describing me.
Yeah, I had that one last week, and I needed it because we went on for almost 3 hours.
Well, we'll see what this one does. I think this will be a quicker one, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like this one's not going to be as long as last week's, but we'll see.
Cut 2.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but thanks again for everybody who got us the energy drinks. I think Joe kind of stiffed me a little bit on the Hawaiian punch one or whatever.
Are you kidding me?
I only got one of them.
You only got one?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll check.
I got a lot of Cherry Crushes.
Well, we got one whole shipment of Cherry Crush.
Okay.
Cherry Crush is fucking great, though.
Just so people on the outside know how Joe treats me.
That's not true, dude.
I go to Joe's place. I'm like, what's this in this cabinet over here? It's all the energy drinks he's been hoarding.
Yeah.
He he skims a little off the top.
Yeah. Here's a second Nintendo Switch. Okay, let's get into Leave It to Beaver. I'm skipping the recap. It was just basically a recap.
You're not skipping the predictions, though.
Oh, fuck the predictions. God.
I'm going to say yours first. You said Beaver does something heroic, stands up to Dick Casablancas. I will give you 95%.
Okay, yeah, he does do that.
Yeah.
In the first 2 seconds of the episode. And the rest of the episode has nothing to do with that kid.
I will say he sets it all off, though.
Uh-huh.
And then I said they find incriminating evidence at a dam in the Neptune Creek.
Oh, I'll give you 10%.
I was like, do they go near a body of water at all?
I don't think they do.
Yeah. I'll give myself 0. Yeah.
Wait, no. Veronica goes to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
3%.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Recap was just a recap of the last episode, basically. But the episode opens up with Keith with the Las Vegas sex worker that he was with last episode. Her name is Deborah Collins. We didn't get a name for her last time. And Keith is with her, and they're at a newspaper office. What?
Dude, I just recognized who the guy was. That's the reporter. Who? That's Tara's dad from Buffy.
Oh, no fucking way.
I think that's him. Yeah, it just hit me. I didn't even look that up. Yeah, I think that's him. He's the reporter.
But Keith is talking to this journalist about like, hey, here's evidence. Like Abel Kuntz was with this lady, Deborah Collins, at the time of the murder. And the journalist is kind of like, bro, I mean, that case was like a while ago. And number two, like, no offense, lady, but like, you're a hooker. No one's going to really like believe you. And Keith is like, no. Look, I get it. I get that she's a hooker. You know, I get it. I get that's like a tough sell to people.
Yeah, I had to test it out myself to make sure she was actually a hooker and not just pretending to be a hooker. So I know.
But I also have this manila envelope filled with other evidence of stuff that does not add up about this case. Look over the evidence. If you think that it doesn't make sense still, if you still have your doubts, like don't run with it. But if you think that there is reasonable doubt here, this is the story of your career, my dude. You're going to blow this case wide open. And this guy, his name is Lloyd, and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to risk my career on this. And Keith is like, trust me, look over the evidence, talk to Deborah. We'll get it all going together. So Keith comes home from Las Vegas. I'm assuming it's Las Vegas.
No, it's not from.
Oh yeah, maybe he took Deborah back to Neptune.
Yeah, they're in Neptune. It's no ways. Then. Yeah. Okay.
So Keith comes home and he's looking through the mail. He's got the DNA results from his DNA test, and he's looking at the envelope.
Where did he get this delivered? Where did he get this delivered? To the house? That's dangerous.
Right? You think that Veronica's not going to go snooping around looking at that shit? So he's looking out, but he's outside the apartment. Then he hears giggling from inside, and it's Veronica and Leanne. They're making tacos. And they're giggling, and Veronica's all happy. All the family's back together. Keith comes in. He's got kind of like... Keith is feigning happiness here, I feel like. He looks like, yeah, this is what I want, but not... Like, the look on his face is not very happy.
Yeah.
He turns on music, and Leanne's like, why you got that on? You got to turn on Latin music. We're making tacos, Keith. And Veronica's like, oh, it's so funny that you have to have the music match what you're cooking. And Leanne's like, yeah, if you're making... spaghetti, whatever, you got to have Dean Martin or some shit. If you're making yada, 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 if you're making blah, 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 blah. And then she lets it slip like, oh, it'd be a nice bottle of Chianti too. And Keith gives her a look like, bitch. And Leanne's like, okay, yeah, well, not the Chianti anymore.
I am confused by her alcoholism, but I also do want to bring up that they're biting on a spoon to stop from crying while cutting onions, which I had never heard of before this.
That's something that I never heard of that.
Did you think they...
Well, I didn't know that they were doing that to stop from cutting onions. I thought they were just being weird.
Well, it does look like they're just being weird. It's supposed to kind of come across kind of cutesy, and then also like, oh, the mom has like some little tips and tricks. Basically, it's like to keep your mouth open so you breathe through your mouth and not your nose, and that's supposed to help prevent it. But
fun fact.
But her alcoholism is very tricky because I don't know when it started.
Yeah. Well, Logan knows. I mean, from the pilot episode, Logan calls Veronica's mom a drunk.
But was she a drunk before Lily's death? Or did she become a drunk when she started seeing bullseyes and stuff? Like it didn't seem like from the earlier stuff, the earlier pilot, that they were already on the outs because she had alcohol problems that she left. It was like she left.
Yeah.
And then Logan mentions the drinking.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, if you're getting fucking pictures with your daughter with bullseyes on her head, like I could see how that could drive somebody to drink and like spiral.
Yeah, but when she left, it wasn't like she was getting really crazy and drinking too much and then she just up and left. She basically said, hey, Keith, will you leave town? And he was like, no, I have to stay.
Yeah. We've got too much invested here. Psych.
And I'm going to start a new business. And, oh, by the way, you're an alcoholic. But whatever.
Yeah, the timeline of her alcoholism, I could see being a little bit confusing, yeah. But yeah, Keith's looking at Veronica and Leanne giggling, and they're all very happy. And Keith's kind of looking like, I guess this is what I wanted. But he goes back to his office. This is, I think, the next day. And he's looking at the DNA results. He opens them up. He reads them, but we don't see what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cliff comes in. And Cliff's like, hey, you wanted to see me? Like, what's going on? And Keith is like, yep, I'm going to sue the Kane family. And Cliff's like, whoa, you should, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on a second here, buddy. Is there like another Kane family in the town, or are we going after the fucking real Kane family?
I like that Cliff isn't like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that. He doesn't have to take this.
Yeah. Like you called that where Cliff is like, nah, I don't think I can.
Yeah, you got more. I think on Discord, more people were siding with you that they owe money for him finding Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Celeste had a leg to stand on just because of what Veronica said, but I know she was being petty to do it.
I didn't even take into account, like a lot of the people in Discord, that Veronica's like under 18, so you can't, there's no legally binding contract. They had like kind of a handshake, he said, she said agreement.
Yeah, I mean, all of that. I wasn't even taking it from a legal point. I was just taking it from I do have something I could say. If she never had that with Veronica and she was just like, I'm just not going to pay you, then it's like, well, Celeste, like, what's your angle on it at least? But
yeah. So, Keith's planning on suing the Kane family.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to school, and Dick and Beaver are reading the newspaper, the story that that Keith brought to Lloyd with Deborah Collins and all the Abel Kuntz stuff has been published. Beaver's all like, holy shit, dude. Like, after reading all this, like, Abel Kuntz definitely didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way. And Dick is like, hey, shut up. It doesn't matter. He said, he grabs Beaver. Dick grabs Beaver.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he says, hey, to the grave, man. That's what we said. And he kind of slaps him on the shoulder and walks away. And it's like, uh-oh. There's a secret afoot.
And I like that the news report mentions the escort and the shoe information and the phone records. I was like, well, that shoe information is key.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Not the ticket information, though.
They say phone records, so I don't know what that was necessarily referring to. But enough has come out that, and Abel Kuntz's daughter got that money already, too. So everything's working out pretty good.
Yeah. She's rolling in it. Also, as this episode kept progressing, I was waiting for a long time ago.
We don't get it?
Doesn't come.
You brought it up last episode. You said last episode would be a perfect time to not have an intro song, considering the subject matter. And I agree. Yeah. And here, they did it. They didn't have the intro song.
I mean, it's such a heavy...
Especially
last episode was heavy.
It comes right after a heavy hit.
Yeah. And I think they probably learned from that.
They could have just done the last sting of it where it goes like of the song and just the title.
I should have known because I was watching it and I saw all of the cast like they had like the credits going as like scenes are going on.
Don't they normally do that?
They only do like special guest stars. But they had like Kristen Bell, Jason Doring, and whatever.
The main names. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Percy Biggs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so to the grave, man. That's what we said. Dick and Beaver are covering something up. This episode introduces another mystery, another wrinkle into this case. Last second, it's nuts.
It's one that they kind of, if you're talking about the Logan element, Is that what you're talking about? Logan was already kind of involved, and then they had the episode where they're like, you were out of town, remember? So you're off the list. And I was like, was he?
You've got an airtight alibi.
Yeah, I was like, I don't buy that. That felt shoehorned in for this to now come back. Because earlier on, I didn't think he was out of town at all based off of what he said to the guidance counselor or the school counselor. So things have changed.
So anyway, Veronica and Wallace are walking through the halls and they're reading the newspaper. This is the most well-informed high schoolers I've ever seen reading the newspaper.
Well, they gotta be on top of the news about the classmate that he hasn't met before.
Yeah, I guess so. But Wallace is reading the newspaper and he's all excited about, hey, dude, like, this is awesome. Like, this proves that your dad was right, that Abel Kuntz didn't do it, and there was something else going on, which is not what we recall from the pilot. But anyway.
Yep. They really changed that up.
Yep. So they're walking through the hallway, and Veronica sees Logan, and she shoves Wallace into her office, a.k.a. the girls' room. And Wallace is like, what the fuck is going? Why am I in the girls' room right now? And Veronica's like, look, dude, I've been avoiding Logan. Can you just go outside? Let me know when he's gone so I can have some peace. And yeah.
There's a great moment where he beats her to it and says, can you do me a favor? And he says at the same time as her. And it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. But Veronica's avoiding Logan after last episode where she saw the secret hidden camera shit going on.
Question. Does she think he planted that hidden camera?
I mean, if you think about Logan.
If I think about Logan and I think he's a guy that wants to record me having sex with him, I don't think while I'm about to have sex with him, he's going to stop me and tell me something that should make me not want to have sex with him, such as I roofied Duncan. I
don't know, man.
That
maybe Logan thinks he's untouchable, man.
Yeah.
Dude, these high society white people, dude.
Well, I mean, you're just quoting a line that Weevil says like immediately after this.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, that's exactly Weevil's line that he says.
I mean,
in this.
I mean, it's true. Weevil does have a point
I
there.
just feel like, I don't know. The fact that she's like avoiding him and not being like, hey, what the fuck was up with the camera in your like room? I don't know.
Yeah, all right. But Wallace agrees he's going to let Veronica know when Logan's gone. Then we go to the Mars Investigations office, and Alicia's there, and Keith is dumping her, and she's like, are you really doing this? And he's like, I got to keep my family together, you know? It's tough. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you, but like, it's better to do this now than later on. My wife is back. I'm trying to keep my family together. And then Alicia goes, yeah, but is this what you want? And Keith is silently nods his head. Mm-hmm.
God, Keith.
Alicia cries, and then she leaves as Veronica's walking in. And Veronica's like, what was that all about? Keith's like, what do you think is it?
Dude, Veronica has a line in this scene where she's like, well, she had to know this is going to happen. I was like, really, Veronica? After all the stuff you've been through with relationships and stuff, you're just like, when it comes to her mom and that, she's just heartless.
Yeah. And Keith is kind of like, yeah. And Veronica's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. That's fine. Whatever. Don't worry about it. You can tell that Veronica kind of feels bad about it. Like she's got that look on her face like, but okay, mommy's home.
Here's the question. We don't really get a lot of the mom talking to Keith. Like we don't really get a lot of mom interaction with Keith this episode, which is odd. But did she say, hey, I was in a rehab and I came back? Like, how is she? What is?
I guess so, because when she talks about the Chianti earlier, Keith gives her a look and she's like, oh, yep, never mind, not the Chianti.
Well, maybe she's like, oh, I got clean, but she doesn't say like, oh, I went to a facility and I just finished. I don't know. Like, it's just like it's missing that element of she left Keith for years, was hiding, and now she's just back and they're making tacos. It feels like there's got to be a hey,
I mean, does Keith still like her too?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he doesn't, but like, does she still like him? Like, is there any relationship there?
He is so cold to her.
Yeah. So then we go over to the Kane household. Jake and Celeste are planning some big shindig where the governor's going to be there. And, oh, you can't sit this person with that person. Oh, you can't do that. But, oh, this is going to be such a good shindig. And then Duncan shows up with the newspaper. And he's like, so, interesting newspaper here today. Garfield's really good. And then also, oh, yeah, Abel Kuntz didn't kill Lilly. And Celeste and Jake are like, oh, Duncan, not this again. We told you a zillion times. He confessed. And Duncan starts screaming. He's like, you're lying. Quit lying to me. I'm not 6 years old. What happened? And then Jake goes, you want to know the truth? And Duncan's like, yeah. And Celeste's like, whoa. Let's not go tell him the truth now. And Jake's like, no. He wants to know the truth. You want to know the truth, Duncan? Duncan's like, yeah, more than anything. Jake goes, son, you did it. You killed Lilly. You had one of your episodes, you had a fit, and you killed her. We get a flashback to Jake and Celeste's POV of what happened. They come home. They see Duncan over the body of Lilly. Duncan turns around. He's got blood all over his face. Looks like he's been feeding on her.
Yeah, it's real. It's real cannibal looking.
Yeah.
If you saw that and thought Duncan killed her, I don't know if I'm buying the whole taking him out for like ice cream and tacos and being like, hey, you should set your sights on the presidency.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
I mean, if he's gonna if they're trying to push him into government stuff,
I'm sleeping with. I'm having a lock on my
checks.
I'm having a lock on my door. Like, if anything. I mean,
yeah. That's the flashback we get, and Jake runs over. He's like, no. Then we come back to present day, and Jake's like, look, it was an accident. Okay, we covered it up for your future. We wanted you to have a future. We all know Lilly didn't have a future. Let's be honest with you. I mean, she honestly kind of had to be taken out. Let's be real between you and me, dunk.
I was wondering if you were still going to be on that.
Yeah. I mean, after this episode, no.
No? This is where you say no?
I don't know. I mean, she's still a problem.
This is why I texted you. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one.
But Jake is like, it's fine, Doug. But meanwhile, the doorbell rings and Celeste goes. And
I want to say this, though. There's a quote here, and we're not doing quote unquote. That's for Patreon.
Okay. Of course we're not. I mean, I don't have one later on.
Okay, good. Because it's not your segment on Patreon.
Yeah, it's not. And we don't do that
yes.
on the main. That's a Patreon exclusive segment.
But the scene starts with them talking about the governor and stuff. And Celeste goes, when did we become Republicans? And Jake Kane says, we're not. We're just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Ah, boy. Just that type
Follow the money.
That type of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Type of thinking it gets people in trouble.
But yeah. So the doorbell rings. Celeste goes and answers the doorbell. Jake is explaining and comforting Duncan. Duncan starts crying. Jake's like, it's fine. We all know.
Yeah,
had to be taken out.
We just told you that you killed your sister. That's fine. What do you want for breakfast?
Here, don't forget your pill. Let me put it on the other end of the table.
Hey, I'm with Celeste about getting that kid his pill if you think he murders your daughter.
Right?
Like, you got to be more like, hey, I'm going to yoga, take your pills. It's like, no. I'm going to inject these into you. You psycho.
But while Jake is comforting Duncan, Celeste returns and she's like, can you believe this shit? Keith Mars is suing us. We've been served. And they both look at her and they're like, oh boy, can this get any worse?
They were like, all right, let's get this breakdance competition going.
So we go to school and Veronica's in the computer lab / journalism class, computer lab.
Isn't it like
I don't know
night?
It seems like it's evening.
And
like the sun is going down, but it's May.
And just back to the door.
Yeah. So she's tip-tapping away on the computer and Beaver shows up. And she's like, hey, what's up, Beaver? What can I do you for? And Beaver's like, hey, my name is Cassidy, and I actually have something to tell you. And Veronica's like, oh, okay, Cassidy, what do you got to tell me? And he tells Veronica that on the day of Lily's murder, like Logan, Dick, and Cassidy, were in Mexico. They were surfing together, and you knew about that, right? And Veronica's like, yeah. Logan, on the day of Lily's murder, decided to wake up early before everybody and go back to Neptune because he had an inkling and he found out that Lily was seeing someone new and he was all worked up about it. And he was like, I got to go back. So he got up early and then drove back to Neptune. And Veronica's like, oh shit, there goes his alibi. Thanks, Cassidy.
Yeah, Beaver's a real one, man.
Yeah.
He's in a weird peer pressure situation, but he's dealing with a lot. The Veronica and the bed stuff, this Logan coming back. Like the fact that the 09ers are really okay with just covering up murders that they think, like the parents are like, yeah, you might have killed Lily. We're not letting you go down for that. And then Dick is like, oh yeah, Logan might have killed his girlfriend. That's cool. Hey dude, let's go back to Mexico for surfing chicks weekend.
Yeah. I'm like, surfing chicks. It's the 1 year anniversary of nothing. Oh, let's just go get some chicks, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think they think he killed Lily? Why would you? Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're ride or die.
Yeah.
Get you some friends like the 09ers, my dude.
Or not.
What? They would fucking... You wouldn't want somebody to cover up for you? I wouldn't want to cover up for them.
These are the type of people that are going to kill you and cover that up. What are you talking about? That is not the circle you think it's going to be.
I don't know.
I like that you also say, I'm not going to cover up for them.
Yeah, no, I'd rat the 09ers out.
You bring nothing to the table.
So after getting this bombshell information, Veronica calls Keith and she tells him about this new Logan information. And she explains that Logan bought Lily a shot glass while he was in Mexico. And I forget what it's, it got baked in cicada.
Ensenada
or something. Ensenada. And Keith is like, oh shit, a shot glass? Come with me. Come here. So he starts rooting through all the evidence that he has. And he's like, when Lily was murdered, they had like an inventory report of like everything that was in her car, everything that was in her room.
Except for the mystery pen that she had that Weevil wanted to get for some reason that doesn't matter now.
Don't mind that, Vance. Never mind that. But the shot glass was listed in the inventory, and it was in her car. And Keith is like, oh, shit. That means Logan found Lily. And then Veronica goes back to school, and it's just her walking the hallway, and you see just Logan at his locker. And the song that's playing underneath, the lyrics are, come on, baby, be my bad boyfriend. I was like, that's a little on the nose.
Yep.
little tiny bit on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the last we hear that song. But, yeah. So then this is like a separate scene where she's at school and she runs into Logan. She goes up to him and she's like, hey, I'm sorry for avoiding you. And I'm sorry for leaving the other night. And Logan's like, it's fine. Like, it's just like, why did you do that? And Veronica's like, I had a fucking day, my dude. Just, yeah. And it's basically, she explains like, yeah, I found out that I had sex while unconscious with my boyfriend. And there's just a lot of shit going on. It just seemed like a lot for the time. And Logan's like, yeah, I get that. I wish you would have just told me. Like, I would have been totally fine with it. But just like next time, if you have something like that, just like let me know. So I don't think that you're just like hate me or something. And Brian's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, because we have a relationship built off of mutual trust and comforting conversations. They never crossed over to this level. They're like fuck buddies at most.
Yeah.
They're
like secret fuck buddies too. Like,
yeah.
The public cannot know about this.
They're not, let's sit around and talk about our feelings.
But Logan's at his locker and he just starts like looking inside of it and he's like, yo, it's crazy shit about that Abel Kuntz stuff though, right? Damn, it's like, man, he probably didn't do it. You know who probably did do it though? I mean, that means Duncan probably did it, right? And Veronica's looking at him like, yeah, Duncan. And Logan's like, man, can't believe it. My best friend probably killed his sister, huh? I have a feeling that things are about to get real bad. And Veronica's like, things are about to get real bad, aren't they? Logan's like, all right. Well, anyway, promise to not run out on me again. And Veronica's like, well... And then he's like, well, if you do run out on me again, like, will you tell me? And Veronica's like, okay, sure. I'm about to run out on you again. I'm going to disappear for a few days. I just need to figure some shit out. And Logan's like, that's fine. Gives her a forehead kiss.
Yeah, I'll see you in school. We come to school every day. It's going to be fine.
And then he leaves. And then Veronica picks up her phone. And then she calls Keith and she's like, can you believe this motherfucker? He's trying to pin it on Duncan. And Keith is like, hey, I looked into Beaver's story. I called the Border Patrol. Logan's car crossed the border at 8:57 a.m. on the day that Lilly was murdered. So Beaver was telling the truth. And Veronica's like, yeah, oh man, just another wrinkle in this story. Anyway, I suspect that Logan might have done it. I don't know. Anyway, talk to you later,
She
Pop.
says Logan had time to kill Lilly. This means Logan had time to kill Lilly. She says that out loud. And I don't know what time of day it is at the school. But
yeah.
But everyone's there, but no one's there.
Yeah. It's either the first thing in the morning or it's 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell. But it's golden hour, baby.
Yeah.
And so Veronica hangs up the phone, and who steps out from the classroom that's directly behind Veronica Mars? Weevil. Weevil overheard everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Weevil's like, huh. It's like these white boys think they can get away with anything, huh?
The quote
that
Joe basically used earlier.
Yeah. And then Veronica's like, oh, shit. Weevil overheard that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Interesting little factor. There's a lot of people hiding in the shadows of overhearing things in this episode, too.
Yeah, the fact that Weevil's in that classroom makes no sense.
Yeah.
It is such a soap opera reveal.
Yeah, that one's tough. That one makes very little sense. But he does. He overhears it.
And Veronica does nothing to calm him down, to make sure he doesn't do anything irrational.
Why would she? It's Weevil. He's an understanding gent.
Yeah, and
he doesn't have a motorcycle gang.
And she didn't think he was the murderer. Like, one episode ago, and now she doesn't think he is.
I mean, if anything, he's just gonna do some neck nape fucking grabbing.
We found Logan in the dumpster. The back of his neck was all messed up.
Just fingerprints to the back of his neck.
Looked like somebody was
shaken adult syndrome. So we then go to a lawyer v. lawyer scene where Cliff is with
a negotiation, a meeting, a deposition, a pre-hearing.
Cliff is litigating on behalf of Keith Mars. Cliff is there with Keith. Celeste has her lawyer there with her. Jake's nowhere to be seen. Think that he'd want to be in on this, but I guess not.
He doesn't give a shit for some reason.
He's just worried about Duncan's future.
He's like, I got the governor coming.
Yeah. But Cliff is there and he's explaining why they're suing. He's like, hey, you put a reward out for the safe return of Duncan. And yes, you did have this quote unquote agreement with Veronica, but Keith is separate from that. Keith didn't know about that. So that's some bullshit. And Celeste is like, yeah, we don't need to do this negotiation. I'm willing to pay. I'll write a check right now. I'll write it to Keith right now. But there is a condition. And Keith goes, what's the condition? And Celeste goes, your daughter, Veronica Mars, has to relinquish any claim to the Kane estate.
Future claim.
Future claim to the Kane estate, yes. And Keith goes, yeah, sure, that's fine. Let's do it.
Not exactly what happened. She starts to hand it over and Cliff grabs it and says, whoa, no, like, so you mean like she can never sue? Like if she falls on your estate or something? Like, no, we're not going to take it.
Well, Keith is also, or Cliff is confused too. He's like, why is this part of the deal?
Yeah, like.
Because he doesn't know about the DNA test shit.
Also, one of the best lawyering things that he could do is be like, whoa, that's no way we're going to sign our way outright to legal ramifications for future and any future stuff. Like that, that puts you in a position where they can just do something crazy illegal right after that and you can't sue them. Yeah.
But Keith is like, you know what, I'll take that deal, but I'm going to run it by Veronica first and she'll have to sign off on this. And Celeste is like, sure. And Keith is left there like, what the fuck is going on here?
What, Cliff, you mean? Or
yeah, Cliff. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because Celeste is like, oh, she knows. You know why she knows she won't want to sign it or she will sign it or whatever. Like they have this, this great little pissing contest between Keith and Celeste.
Yeah. Keith is like not taking the bluff though, because Keith knows some information that he reveals in the next scene. So back at the Mars Investigations office, Veronica shows up and Keith is like, hey, Veronica, could you have a seat? Veronica's like, oh, sure. Okay, Dad. What is this? A little snarky shit. And Keith is like, hey, we're suing the Kanes, but they agreed to pay the reward money as long as you sign this document that says that you'll never sue them again.
Or the more about the future claim to the state.
Yeah, and you'll waive any claim to the Kane fortune and you'll never sue them again. And Veronica's like, they don't got anything I want. I don't give a shit. She signs it. And then Keith is like, do you understand what you just signed away? And Veronica's like, I don't care. And Keith goes, good, because you signed away nothing. Because I did a DNA test and I am without a doubt your father. And then they fucking hug and Veronica's crying and she kisses Keith on the mouth, it looks like.
Yeah.
And Keith is like, oh, yeah, baby, you thought that you got this sterling personality from Jake Kane? What a fucking loser. No way. I'm your daddy, baby. And Veronica's like, fuck yeah, you are. I knew it. I knew it all along. That was a nice scene. And I knew. And
it wasn't a nice scene at all. It wasn't a nice scene at all. It's a fucked up family loyalty test that Keith just pulled. That was fucked up. He literally knows that she's not the daughter. He knows that she doesn't know. And he
It's a nice dad
No,
prank.
it's not. No, it's not a nice dad prank. He literally sets it up and he's like, "Are you going to sign it?" And he's waiting to see if she'll sign it or not. If she's willing to choose him or choose the Kane estate. Like if she was like, I don't know if I want to sign this, Dad. Like if she said that, he would be in his feels. And then he would be like, well, you can sign it because I'm your dad and they're not. That he would have had to like say that in a different tone. But because she signed it right away, he was like, you love me and you don't care about the money. Now I'll tell you the truth. I am your dad. It's a fucked up family loyalty test he just pulled. It honestly is. Because if she was hesitant to sign it, his reaction would not be the same.
You think he would have had his little sad Charlie Brown head?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he would have been like, no, that's fine.
Anyway, I'm your dad.
He would have been
I'm your real dad.
He'd be like, oh,
too.
no, just think about it. And he would have tried to like pull it out of her a little bit. I did not like it. I thought it was, I know what they're going for scene-wise, but that's fucked up thing to do.
I mean, so much of everything about this is fucked up.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like, don't loyalty test the girl who just had her mom come back. Her friend is dead, and we're finding out that, I mean, yeah, you don't need to do that. That's all for him. I didn't like it.
I mean, we all know that Keith is weird, though.
No, but it's not. This isn't weird. Like the stuff he says is weird. Like his actions are weird. This is him pulling a trick on his daughter to make sure she will choose him, and it's not just about the money. And I did not like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But after they're done celebrating their confirmed father-daughterhood, Keith is like, no time to celebrate, though, because Veronica's like, let's go fucking celebrate this fitty grand. And I know she says fitty because the closed caption said F-I-apostrophe-T-Y.
I know she said fitty because that's what I heard her say.
Yep. Dude, the closed captions for this episode were fucking killing me. I sent a picture of one of them to Vince, and I was like, yes. But Keith is like, no time to celebrate. We need to go to the authorities and let them know about this newfound Logan information. Because now Logan's a suspect again.
Yeah, I thought that was a big jump for Keith to be like, yeah, Logan did it, I guess now. I thought he would have a little more look into, figure out some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does he even trust the sheriff still?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I guess that Keith and Veronica did that because now the sheriffs show up to the Eccles house. Mm-hmm. Aaron answers the door. Sheriff Lamb is there.
There's a housekeeper. The housekeeper opens the door and then he comes. Like, we don't see her opening, but we see her walking by. And I was like, I know they have to have a housekeeper. It's no way. We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, speaking of who we haven't seen in a while, Sheriff Lamb is there and he's like, hey, where's your son? We're going to go search his room. And Aaron's like, you can't do this. Sheriff Lamb is like, you've been in what, like 30 cop movies? You know how this goes.
I don't understand Sheriff Lamb. And boy, does he have Chris Evans vibes.
Yes, he does.
In this scene, it is 100% like young, brash Chris Evans look.
He's like Chris Evans mixed with Chris O'Donnell, I feel like.
I don't know.
Because he's not as thin. He's like thicker than Chris Evans. Like he's got the same head shape as Chris O'Donnell, I feel like. But he's got the swag, I guess, of Chris Evans.
Yeah. What's that Chris Evans movie where he does that scene in the elevator? He's like being like a crazy hitman or something. In the Losers or something. Yeah. I feel like it's that era of Chris Evans. But I was surprised Sheriff Lamb was so like aggressive towards Aaron Eccles in this scene. Because from what I know, he kind of kowtows to the 09ers. You know?
Yeah, he's really gung-ho against, he's just like smarting off at Aaron Eccles.
And this is all based off of a tip he got from
Keith and Veronica.
Yeah, who
he doesn't like.
Who he doesn't like. And he also should be in his feels about the person he like made his career off of arresting not being person anymore. Like, this looks bad on you now, Sheriff Lamb. So I don't know. I thought it was strange how he's so aggressive like this. And he's like, oh, and let's check the vents too, because we've heard that's where they hide stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're searching Logan's room. And then Sheriff Lamb was like, where is your son? And Aaron's like,
I don't know his birthday. Why would I know where he is?
No, he was allergic to shellfish. I almost killed him myself.
He blames it on Trina.
But we go to where Logan actually is, and he's leaving school during golden hour as well. Mm-hmm. This whole episode takes place at golden hour, especially the school scenes.
Beautiful stuff. They shot it over the course of a month.
Yeah. Logan's leaving, and then we see Weevil come out from the shadows, and he starts following Logan. And Weevil whips out, it looks like a baton or something.
It's just like a little piece of pipe. I don't know.
Yeah, I was expecting a knife. Like, because he did like a flourish with his hand, which you would think is like the switchblade type thing.
Or like or retractable baton type thing. I don't know. It's some weapon. And it's broad daylight, and he's just going to do it.
He's just going to bop him over the head, I guess.
And I guess he's invisible because the cops don't see him.
Yep. Yeah, because the cops come from around the corner, and they're like, Logan Eccles? And Logan's like, yeah. Like, you got to come with us. And Weevil sees that. He retracts his little baton.
Yeah, and
he just like scratches his head and walks the other direction.
Yeah, the cops don't notice a guy following closely behind Logan, and that guy being a person who's been arrested multiple times.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they take Logan with them.
Yeah, Logan smirking, cocky, not worried at all for some reason.
Oh boy, does that carry over to the next scene where Sheriff Lamb is interrogating Logan, and Logan's just being incredibly snarky. Like, Sheriff Lamb is tapping on the desk. He's like, where were you? Blah, blah, blah. And Logan's like, how many episodes of NYPD Blue did you have to watch to get to the tapping on the desk portion of it? And then Lamb is like, why did you lie about being in Mexico? And Logan's like, don't I get a phone call? I believe I get a phone call. Sheriff Lamb's like, sure. I mean, your dad's already got your lawyer coming over here. Like, fine. I guess you get your fucking phone call. He pulls out his cell phone. He like shakes it in Sheriff Lamb's face.
Normally, I don't think the phone call happens in front of the cop in the interrogation room, but sure, for sake of making the scene be one place only.
Yeah, and also I don't think that it comes from your own cell phone.
I think they take that from you, probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never been arrested. I'm a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
But he calls Veronica. He's like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to help me out of a jam. And Veronica answers the phone. She's like, okay, what's going on? He's like, well, I'm at the sheriff's office, and I need you to work your little get me out of jail free card magic on me that you seem to do for everybody. And Veronica's like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And then Logan goes, thanks, Veronica Mars. Doesn't say Veronica. But he goes, thank you, Veronica.
Yeah, he has to say that so that everything can move forward after this.
Yeah. So he hangs up the phone. Sheriff Lamb goes, did you just call Veronica Mars to help you? And Logan's like, yeah, what's it to you? Sheriff Lamb goes, it's just funny because Veronica Mars is the one that gave me the information to bring you in and question you about that. And Logan looks like, and then it cuts back to Sheriff Lamb, and then it cuts back to Logan, and he's just having a full-on existential crisis.
Oh, now you're worried?
Dude, that cut, like, he's like, looks at Sheriff Lamb like quizzical, cut to Sheriff Lamb, cut back to Logan, and he's just like in a wall sit, like head in his hands, like, what's going on in the world right now?
Like, dude, do you not realize the ramifications of Abel Kuntz not being guilty and now you have a bad alibi?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're in trouble.
Ex-boyfriend? His girlfriend now.
Ex-boyfriend? And then it even looks worse if you're a lawyer pressing charges against Logan. It's like, oh, are you dating the deceased best friend now? Like, that's not going to look good.
No.
The jury's not going to like it. Jury's not going to like it.
I just couldn't get over him, like, like, I feel like the camera even did like a thing where it was like,
yeah. They've been doing some Dutch angles in this episode. It's been interesting filming.
Yeah, they're pulling out all the cinematography tricks here.
All the TV cinematography. Yeah.
They didn't do that thing where like one person's walking normal and everybody else is like fast forwarding, but we've seen that in this show.
That's normally safe for flashbacks that Veronica remembers but doesn't sometimes remember all of.
Yeah. But yeah, Logan's fucking world's just been flipped upside down.
I think I'm in trouble because my girlfriend turned me in. Wait, I'm in trouble because I'm in the police station and my alibi is fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then we have Sheriff Lamb on the phone with Keith, and he's just scarfing down a humongous sub.
Yeah. But it wasn't like a Subway. They might as well have gone all the way with the marketing here and got some like, product placement.
I mean, this is like, it's not a Subway sub because the bread looks dry as fuck. Like this bread, this would be a difficult to eat sub.
Yeah, I wasn't paying too. It's just like he has all the paper and napkins. It's the classic, just lunch of an office.
Yeah. And Keith is like, so what's the word with this Logan thing? And Lamb is like, you know what the word is. He lawyered up. We couldn't hold him for long. We don't really have anything on him, so we can't really detain him. So, like, he's just out in the world now. Mm-hmm. Keith is like, okay. And he goes, but I did get some interesting tea that I'm going to spill for you here, Keith.
Yeah. Is this the last Lamb scene? Is this the last Sheriff Lamb scene?
No. Okay. He comes back later. But he's like, I do got some tea for you, Keith. Keith's like, what is it? Ooh, I love gossip. I love the hot goss. Sheriff Lamb is like, I think that your daughter's dating Logan. And Keith is like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because the order of this is, what'd you find out about Logan? Besides him dating your daughter, not much. Oh, and by the way, we had to release him because then we cut to Keith is sitting at the kitchen table, and the wife is like in the background, and he's just on the phone, and then she's like, "Hey, what's everything all right?" And he just has like 1,000-yard stare, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm all good. All right, I gotta go. Be back."
It also is like a weird close-up on Keith's mouth, too.
It's like really in there, yeah. But this, it's got to be like, oh no, my daughter's out in the world and Logan's out there. It's like, you do realize this has been her whole life in Neptune. You don't know who the killer of Lilly is. And Veronica's
just out.
Yeah, and Veronica was her friend, has the same type. Like, if this was a person that just kills blondes, like, she's always in danger.
Yeah.
There was a killer on the loose for the whole year.
Yeah. But yeah, when Keith hangs up the phone, he asks Leanne, he's like, hey, where's Veronica? Leanne's like, oh, she took backup out to the beach. Keith's like, fuck. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yep.
And Leanne's like, oh, okay, cool.
No.
See ya.
Good talk.
He just grabbed his little jacket. All right, see ya. So we go to Veronica at the beach with backup. And this scene,
they're acting. People are acting.
Not even the acting, it's the choreography of the scene to start too.
The blocking.
Yes. So Veronica's at the beach with backup, and she's just walking on the beach, and there's like 6 people behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And then those 6 people disperse to reveal that Logan is there. And Logan just steps out from like the crowded shadows. I was like, oh my God.
Well, it's like the cop showing up behind the bus, the school bus to get him.
Yeah.
It's Weevil popping out of an empty classroom that he's been in for no reason, overhearing a conversation.
Yep.
It's a lot of people popping up behind stuff. My favorite is later, but yeah.
Oh, I feel like this one's the most egregious though, because like everybody else is like kind of hidden. Like Weevil's hidden behind the door frame. Later on, there's some shit going on, but like this is just out in the open on a beach.
Yeah,
and it's like so purposefully, like 6 or 7 people just part to reveal that Logan's behind Veronica.
He spent some of his bum fight money on like extras to stand in front of him.
It's like Assassin's Creed when you would like walk through the crowd to like escape.
While you dress like an assassin, but you're like somehow blending in.
You're not dressed like anyone else.
No,
in the fucking game.
Yeah, and you're just blending into a circle.
Yeah. But yeah, so Logan shows up and he's pissed. And he's yelling at Veronica and he's like, I can't believe you. You think I killed Lilly? Yeah, I can't believe you. You ratted me out to the sheriffs. And I ought to. And Veronica's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to me? And he's like, I have half a mind to track you down and something else. And Veronica goes, so you want me dead? And he's like, yeah, kind of.
I like how she said that like it's a gotcha moment.
Right? And then she's like, well, if you make any move on me, I got back up and he'll rip out your fucking throat. I got to say one word and he'll go for your throat. And Logan goes, oh, is that what you do, boy? Is that what you do? And then he like kneels down and starts petting back up.
Mm-hmm. Back up, who has never met him.
Yeah. But Logan's like, you want to know what the fucking truth is? Yeah, I did get back from Mexico early, okay? I was in Mexico and I was going absolutely crazy thinking about Lilly seeing someone else. So I left Mexico early to go see her. And I saw her at the car wash. And Veronica's like, I didn't see you there. And Logan's like, I was across the street, dumbass.
I love that the car wash came back.
Right? He's like, I was across the street just watching. And in that moment, while I was watching her, I had a realization that, you know what?
I like the friend.
It's fucking over. What?
I like the friend. I like the friend owner.
You would be a good replacement for her if I bring it. But yeah, he's like, I had a realization, you know what? It's over. And nothing I can do. I don't even want her back if she's going to be this low. So I was in the car. I wrote her a note that was basically saying that. And I went over to her car and I left it in her car. And Veronica goes, with a shot glass? And Logan's like, yeah, I guess, yeah, with a shot glass. And it said made in Ensenadas. And he's like, I get, why are you
Yeah. It's like, did you tell the cops this or did you just make fun of the cop the whole time?
So Logan then goes, and if you read that breakup letter, you would know that I would never hurt Lilly. I would never hurt her. And then a car pulls up, parks. Keith Mars get out of the car, and he screams, get away from her. And he's pointing, and he's running over, and he goes, get away from her now!
I wrote that quote down and underlined it and put it in bold. It is some.
We don't do quote unquote, but this was mine that I was referencing earlier.
Get away from her. Get away from her now.
The way that he says his now is so weird.
And the pointing, it's like his hand is like forward the whole time. It's not like he's, I don't know. It's not the way I would think that someone would be running towards someone that they think is a murderer being near their daughter.
Yeah. I wouldn't be pointing. I'd be like trying to run as fast. Get away from her.
Get the fuck away from her. And they're like running at him. Like,
yeah. But the point, get away from her now.
And Logan's like, well, time to go. Salute. Yibbidi-bidoo, dabbidi-bidoo.
Gives back up another little pat on the head. Skibbity bop.
He clicks his heels. Dude, he's a little prankster god.
Dude, Logan's mannerisms. Like, we talk about how weird Keith is, but Logan, the way that he moves is so bizarre.
I don't know enough about the actor to know if this is a character choice for Logan or if this is just actor, like just his mannerisms, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so weird. Like, I've been going back and like making little like clips for like our social media and stuff.
We need a little montage of his its movements.
His movements are so strange. And I was just like, there was one specific scene that like we made a little thing about where like he's just got all of them. He's doing such weird, dramatic, crazy bullshit. Mm-hmm. And we're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah. So Logan leaves. Keith goes over to Veronica and he hugs her and he's like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. He goes, are you two dating? And Veronica goes, not anymore.
It's like, you guys barely were dating. I mean, you got called a girlfriend like 30 minutes before like
did they
you
go
left.
Did they go on a date at all?
No.
Like, I've only seen them like hanging out at the house.
They went to a surprise birthday party. He told his friends that she was his girlfriend. No one talked to him since.
They were supposed to go to Catalina, but Veronica bailed.
Yeah, because of the roofie thing.
Yeah. And then they were supposed to hook up in the guest bedroom, and then Veronica bailed.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the hidden camera thing.
They're not.
I mean, all good reasons to bail. But I wouldn't say they're dating.
No, they're not at all. They're barely hooked. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're making out.
He dropped the girlfriend thing quick, and she just accepted that.
Yeah. And then almost got roofied again. Well, she almost drank a drink that had spit in it. Yeah. But anyway, so Veronica's home and she's doing some more research. By research, I mean she's watching old videos of her and Lily. But she's
dancing
like
to the Spice Girls.
Yeah. If you want to be my lover, gotta get with my friends.
And we're finally going to get some VO in this. We're finally going to get some VO in this episode. Yeah.
Yep. We got some VO talking about how the breakup letter that Logan wrote for Lily was never discovered. And Veronica has an idea where Lily may have kept it because we have a flashback to Lily keeping stuff in the vents. And she's like, yeah, that guy from Italy that I hooked up with, he sent me some pictures. And she pulls out some pictures from the vents. And Veronica's like, these are naked pictures. And Lily's like, yeah, dude, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? It's like, what did you think this was going to be?
Like, do you know Lily?
Yeah. But Veronica's like, if Lily kept that letter that Logan wrote her, it would be in the vents. And I was sitting here thinking, like, why would Lily keep this letter? She's already moved on, and she doesn't like Logan, it seems like.
What do you mean? If she got this letter, she would have got it like the day she died.
Yeah, but then why would she put it in the vents? Like,
just because that's where she hides anything.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I just don't know why she would keep it.
It's interesting. It's interesting that the last episode is how they introduced the hiding things into vents. Because I feel like they were breaking the story and they were like, oh, maybe it could be an event and they could do this. And they were like, okay, how do we make it so that now Veronica knows that she hides stuff in vents? And they're like, oh, we'll do that thing in last episode. And then she'll say, oh, you're doing that thing that Lily did. And he's like, she learned it from me. And you go, I've never heard about that vent thing at all. You would think this would be the first place that Veronica would have checked if she knew that that was a thing. But
yeah,
I guess seeing Logan do it could jog her memory of that. Because that's the way it's kind of working for us as an audience.
Yeah.
Because it's not we've seen so many flashbacks of her, and not once did that ever happen. But it's fine.
Yeah. So Veronica's like, if she kept that letter, it'd be in the vents. So she's got a plan.
How does she know about this event? How does she know about this event? How does she have this outfit?
Yeah, she's got an event. She's got a plan to infiltrate that Kane governor event. And she's decides she's going to dress up like Screech from Saved by the Bell.
She puts on a curly black wig, and she's dressed like her version of a caterer.
Yeah, she looks like It's Pat. Remember that old SNS?
Yeah. She's dressing as the shortest caterer ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there's just going to be no security at this governor-run catering event.
But that's her plan. She's got a little tuxedo. She's got a black curly wig. But before she does, she's got to lay out the plan.
Where's her mom? Is she going to walk past her mom to do this, or
right? Where's any of her parents?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Veronica, while she's like VO laying out this plan, she goes to the fridge and she grabs a bottle of water. She goes to drink it and she's like, "Oh fuck, this isn't water." Whoa, blah, spits it out. And she looks at the water and she's like, "Son of a bitch."
Mm-hmm.
She picks up the phone and she calls the Hazelwood facility in Southern California. And she's got some investigating to do.
The irony is, I was drinking vodka while I was watching this.
The irony is I had this exact same thing happen to me. That's one of the only times I've ever tasted alcohol in my life. My sister, who's older than me, she had a mixed drink in a Pepsi bottle, and I opened the refrigerator. I was like, "Ooh, delicious Pepsi. Let me have a swig of this." Took a drink. I was like, "Blah, this is not delicious Pepsi."
It's even better Pepsi.
Yeah.
The mom just keeping that in the fridge in the water bottle is just not even good.
Bold.
Secret alcoholism.
Yeah, bold.
At least Keith is like, I'm going to keep these files in a porn box that I know my daughter won't go to. Yeah, no one will ever open a fridge and try to like give water to the dog or drink water themselves. What?
No. Did she even have her name on it?
This is Leanne's.
Put a Post-it note on there. Leanne's. Don't drink.
All these detectives in the house and they can't figure out that she's sloshed.
Yeah. Can't smell it on her breath. I mean, come on.
Hey, maybe she's got that really good vodka, you know?
Yeah, fair. That whipped cream one or whatever.
I mean, if it's good, it evaporates a little cleaner.
Okay.
But I would think she would have had a flask hidden somewhere instead of just in the fridge. But whatever.
Here's a question for you, Vance. Knowing what you know about me, what alcohol do you think I would enjoy the most? If you had to recommend an alcoholic drink to me.
I think you would like a daiquiri or pina colada type thing.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Yep.
Not pina colada. I don't fuck with coconut like that, but definitely a daiquiri type shit.
Do you like mango stuff?
Yeah, mango's pretty good.
Yeah, there's some there's a place near me that does this mango tequila type thing. That's really good. Like a margarita might be like a little too tart for you, but I think a daiquiri is more like that fruit punch. But I'm trying to give you a little bit of a pineapple in it. I would want something that you have pineapple in it so you can get more of your Baja Blast Dew tropical flavor that you seem to like.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I've had like strawberry, like virgin daiquiris. Like strawberry daiquiri. Dude, I would probably, if there's tequila in it.
No, they would put vodka or rum in those. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
there you go, everybody. I'm going to go to this bar that Vance is talking about tonight. I'm going to get fucking hammered.
Our listeners would pay for you to get drunk.
Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely, they would. Yeah. That'd be like the Patreon top tier.
Yeah.
Videos of me just getting wasted for the first time. 35 years.
Yeah.
No alcohol, no drugs, nothing. Whore myself out for the Patreon.
You already do. You already do.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees.
Brittany, this is not a democracy, it's a cheerocracy.
We're watching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s.
I burn, I pine, I perish.
And diving into the pop culture moments that defined a generation.
I see dead people.
As we reminisce about the movies of our youth.
What, like it's hard?
Or to see if your old faves still hold up today.
And one time at band camp.
Tune in every week for deep dives, behind-the-scenes stories, and a trip down memory lane. Because at No More Late Fees, the late fees may be gone, but the memories are here to stay. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just look for
No More Late Fees podcast. And remember, be kind and rewind.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
So Veronica is at the governor event at the Kane's house, and she's walking around with this cater waiter disguise, and she sneaks off. And she's got a tray of, like, I don't know, deviled eggs or some shit. And she tries to put it down and it just falls and just makes the loudest clangy noise. And nobody investigates this.
Was that an accident? I wasn't sure what was going on there.
You know what I feel like it was? I feel like it was a blooper.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
That they filmed. And they were just like, fuck it. Let's just keep it in. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Because I don't know why that would happen.
Yeah. Like, that's just... You'd hope that Veronica's a bit more sly than that, and it
would send people over. Somebody would be like, "Hey, what's going on with this tray? Where's that little that little caterer?" Like, it's
at least another cater waiter would have came over and been like, "Yo, you all good? What happened?"
Yeah,
or the boss would have been like, "Dang, you're dropping all the deviled eggs," or whatever.
And she just leaves it.
Yeah, she just puts it back on the table. She picks up a couple of them and puts it back on the table. And she's like, all right, that's done with. No one will look after that. But she sneaks into Lily's room. She's opening the vent. And then behind her, we see a door opening from the closet. And it's slowly opening. And then right before it opens, Duncan Kane shows up. And Veronica's on top of a chair. Mm-hmm. Because she can't reach this vent because she's so tiny. Mm-hmm. Duncan shows up and tackles her off of the chair.
Softest tackle I've ever seen. Because it's a tackle and then you have the 80-yard line of, hey, what are you doing here? Yeah. And I've seen Duncan. If he saw someone breaking into his sister's room, he's tackling them hard. This was like the softest. Hey, and the funniest part about it is, Veronica's wig goes flying off.
Yes.
Like, what was that thing held on by? Like a clothespin? Like, what? Like, that thing goes flying off perfectly. And it's just her blonde hair fully down.
Yeah.
Not tucked up, not in a stocking cap or anything underneath the wig.
She does like the just out of the pool, like sexy, like hair whip around. Like, Duncan, it's me. Because Duncan's like, who the hell are you? What are you doing in my sister's room? What are you doing? And Veronica's like, Duncan, it's me. And he goes, oh.
Question stand. What are you doing in my room?
But I mean, what Duncan says here is so bizarre, knowing what he potentially knows.
Okay, yeah.
Because he tackles her. She's like, it's me, Duncan, it's me. And he goes, oh, what? You looking for more evidence that I'm the killer? You still suspect that I'm the killer? It's like, bro, you were just told that you are the killer.
Yes, that you don't get to be on the high horse after being told that. You should be in your shell of fuck. And also you're talking to who you believe is your sister, which would make Lilly her half-sister also, and who you have just talked to about having sex with.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? You don't have to, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
But Veronica's like, no, Duncan, I don't think that you killed Lilly. I think Logan did it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That doesn't go against everything I used to believe. Like, so he believed Abel Kuntz killed her.
Yeah. Then he believed that he'd killed her.
And now he's like, yeah, Logan did it. Sure. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
as long as it's not me. As long as you don't think it's me.
He's like, I'm going to make a great politician. Whoever just tells me what.
Whatever is the latest information, yeah. I believe it.
I believe it.
But the closet door starts to kind of slowly close behind them. Like, oh shit, okay, so, we got something going on here. Let's listen to what this is about.
Because the POV at first makes you think that it's Duncan watching her, and that's who came out of the closet. But then when they're talking, we get another POV from the closet.
Yeah, from inside the closet, yeah.
So you're like, oh, there's someone else listening in.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh boy, who could that be?
How many people were in Lily's room?
Oh. But Veronica's explaining, like, Logan says that he left a breakup letter for Lilly, and Lilly always hid stuff in these vents. I think that breakup letter is going to be in the vents, so I'm just checking to see. And Duncan's like, all right, go ahead.
When she goes to the vent, it seems like the screw is already kind of halfway out, too. So someone's already been trying to get in there.
Yeah. So she opens the vent. She does not find a letter, but she does find a couple of like videotapes.
Mini DV tapes.
Yeah. And Veronica's like, what are these? And Duncan's like, I got a camera. We can go figure it out. She's like, all right, let's go do that. So Duncan and Veronica leave, but the mystery person in the closet still does not reveal themselves. But they start to like slowly open the door, but not enough to reveal who it is. So Duncan and Veronica go to the other room and they put the videos on the TV, and it's the tapes from the pool house bedroom where Veronica recently discovered there are hidden cameras. And
it seems like she's not putting it together fast enough for me for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's Lilly. She jumps on the bed and she goes, come on, lover. Why don't you come in here, lover? And then Lilly looks up at the hidden camera. She's like, what the fuck is that? And then she looks to the side and she sees there's another camera. She's like, what the fuck is that? Oh, what the fuck? And then the camera's cut out. And then Veronica's like, I really did not prove anything.
I don't understand why this is the same room that she was just in that she ran away from. I don't know why but she has this look on her face of like, I don't get it. I'm like, you know that Logan has the sex cams thing, right? Like that's I don't know. Her reaction to it doesn't give it across like, that's the same place I was just at. She's more like, I'm confused. Next tape.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing on here. Let's check out this next tape. So he put on this next tape, and it is a sex tape of Lilly having sex with some mystery man. But based on the body, you can tell that it's not Weevil because there's no tattoos.
Oh, did you think it was going to be Weevil?
No, I didn't. But I feel like Veronica should have been like, oh, well, it's definitely not Weevil.
I thought she would have thought that it would be Logan since the tape is
Logan's
place.
That's what. Yeah, no, that's what I think that Veronica is thinking is happening. But you can't see the face of who's having sex with Lilly. You can see Lily's face clear as day. But this dude, who is it? And you just see his back thrusting into Lilly. And then they cut to a different camera angle. And
how does that? Why is it a different camera angle on that tape?
Right?
Did he edit these?
Also, I gotta say,
that
freeze frame, the worst sex tapes ever. Like you can't see shit. Also, they do the TV thing where everybody's under the covers. So I get that.
Well, it's good for Duncan having to watch this.
Yeah, right? That's what I was thinking,
I do like
too.
I do like his look where he goes, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we see the different angle, and Lily's on top, and she's riding whoever's on bottom.
Okay.
She's got a bra on. And then eventually they switch positions, and the dude is on top. And then the dude finally rears back his head. And who is it? Aaron Eccles.
It is the funniest freeze frame ever.
It absolutely is. And I think this freeze frame is funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Duncan's reaction is hilarious because he just goes, Mr. Eccles.
Yeah.
And then Veronica, we get like a dolly zoom kind of into Veronica, and Veronica goes, I know what happened. But yeah,
man.
like the freeze frame on Aaron, he's got like half of his one eye closed, and he's just like, his hair's all disheveled. I love it. So,
is this where you were? Is this where you were like Lily had to be taken out?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say Lily's portrayal in this whole first season is real bad girl. I'm not saying that
she's a
she
bad
needs to be taken out,
person,
but she's not a good person. She's actually, I'm not.
She's
saying,
fucking her boyfriend's dad.
I'm not saying she should be murdered. I'm saying I don't want her to be friends with Veronica because I don't think that's going to end well.
No, she's going to end up fucking Keith.
I just wish they were
just going to get fucking spit roasted by Keith and Aaron.
I just wish there were just one scene with Lily where I could be like, yeah, she was a good friend to Veronica. And I'm happy that Veronica like had her around. I just have not in this whole season seen one moment of Lily being a good friend.
I don't get it. I don't get why anyone would be friends with her. She's the worst.
No, you'd be friends with her because she's the cool girl and popular and like her little friend circle people. But I like the way Veronica talks about her, like how close they were. And I don't see it.
They have a fucking memorial fountain for this girl.
No, her family bought it. Yeah. What school's going to turn down a fountain?
Yeah, true. Probably came with a hefty donation. Probably like the Lilly Kane wing of the school, too. They changed their mascot to the Fighting Lilly Canes.
They should be donating to mental health places based off what they think.
But we get a flashback to what Veronica believes happened. And it's Lily being in the pool house. She discovers the hidden camera recordings. She's like, this son of a bitch. She takes the hidden camera recording tapes out of like the fucking VCR. Aaron shows up and he's like, hello, lover. What are we doing here? Let's get it on. But Lily's already left. And he sees that Lily discovered them. He goes to check. He's like, oh, she took the tapes. Fuck. So Lily leaves. She goes back to her house. And Aaron shows up at the Kane house. And he's like, Lily, give me those fucking tapes. And Lily's like, no, I'm going to give him the TMZ. I'm going to give him the Entertainment Tonight or whatever. And Aaron's like, the fuck you are. And he grabs a paperweight, like box decorative. I don't know what he grabbed.
Yeah, something heavy.
Some kind of box thing. And he just smashes her in the head. And then Aaron grabs the tapes Aaron runs away after smashing her in the head. He does not grab tapes.
He tosses that into like the pool or jacuzzi or something, the murder weapon. I don't think
he wipes it wipes it on his shirt, and then he puts it back on the table.
No, he throws it into the pool or something. I know he wipes. Yeah, he like tosses it after he hits it. Yeah. But they never talk about the murder weapon. I don't feel like ever in this thing.
But yeah. So he runs away. He's skipping away. Watching him run was pretty funny. But then Duncan comes home. He discovers Lily, and he's like, "Oh, Lily, no!" And then we get
his run is so funny. I was like, I don't think he played soccer.
But he runs over, he picks Lily up, and then we get the kind of same POV of the Celeste and Jake where they discover Duncan.
There was a lot of people coming home at the same time in this scenario. Well, I guess there could be more time passed between Duncan getting there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily one right after another. But
I did like the conjoining of the Kane's discovery of Duncan with Lily.
It's interesting that they jumped straight to he did it for Duncan.
Yeah.
They're like, what did you do? What did you do? They're not like, what happened? What happened? It's like, what did you do? Like, as soon as they see him. That's the thing.
I mean, his face is covered in blood.
Yeah, but he's like holding her and like crying. It's not like he, you know what I mean? Like, it looks bad, but they immediately are just like, what did you do? Like, and then he completely goes through a traumatic experience where he doesn't remember anything, which is real convenient and fortunate for the show. Like, I know it does happen, but it's like, it's real convenient that he completely blacked out like all of it. Because he doesn't even have the knowledge of like, I came home and found her this way. Like, he's like, I have no, like, what was the questioning of him? Like,
he's just like, oh.
Like, it's no way Keith doesn't like Duncan did this.
I mean, especially after he talks about how he found the soccer uniform.
You found the soccer uniform. Laundry. You found the soccer uniform, and then if you question Duncan, his whole thing is, I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Those two things, we're not in a mental health era at this point in 2004 or 5, where it's just like, oh yeah, he just had a traumatic experience. He doesn't remember it. His sister died. That's fine. He's not guilty. The evidence would be pointing at him real hard.
Yeah.
And I don't
know. No, but Abel Koontz confessed. Throw out all that evidence.
No, but Jake Kane did it.
Yeah, but Jake Kane did it. We got to go after Jake Kane.
Yes.
What?
They definitely said Jake Kane, because it wasn't you went after Duncan. It was never, why did you go after Duncan?
What evidence pointed to Jake Kane? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. God, that pilot said Jake Kane.
The first couple episodes were making it Jake Kane. The whole reason people left because of he was going after Jake Kane, the richest guy in town. That was the whole point. Not the son of the richest guy in town.
He was trying to put Jake Kane away for life.
Yeah. He was questioning Jake Kane. He didn't believe Jake Kane's story. He said Jake Kane, I think, had something to do with this. I wish they would have pushed the Jake Kane thing a little harder this episode too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because once they said Duncan did it early, you're like, well, that can't be the whole episode. So.
Yeah.
But wait, was Lily going to put it, what was Lily's plan with the tapes? She was just holding them for blackmail or something? What was her thing?
She was going to get paid a bunch to expose.
I think she was saying, I forget exactly what her wording was, but it wasn't like she was going straight to that with it. But I think she was like, I want the leverage. Also, she's not as smart as Veronica because she didn't close the door to the tapes when she found them. Because Logan didn't come back to that room and find out about the sex tape thing. Because I guess she closed it and like left. But Lily took the tapes and left it wide open and be like, hey, guess what? I know what you're doing. And I'm taking all the tapes, and you know I have them.
Yeah. Very interesting. But we go back to present day, and Veronica's sitting there with Duncan. They're both kind of shell-shocked, and Veronica's like, well, this makes sense. This all makes sense now. I mean, Aaron's a fucking psychopath. Dude, the other day I went over to his house, and I saw him beat the shit out of some guy, beat him bloody, and then he asked Logan how his school day was. And Duncan's like, no way.
And then later I just made out with Logan after that. Like it was nothing. Yeah. Like I didn't just witness that.
Oh, yeah. Logan also said that he doesn't feel guilty about hooking up with me. Because,
He said father knows best, but not in too much of a winky way, but kind of, I guess, it's supposed to be. I don't know.
Yeah. And then Veronica turns to Duncan. She goes, Aaron beats Logan, you know.
That line, like my mind had to do a lot of things because I was like, wait, he never told her that. But she overheard Trina mentioning that.
Mm-hmm. So
he beats Logan, you know. Like, geez.
That was so out of nowhere. Like, you know, he beats Logan.
Like, We got it. I just watched him having sex with my sister. That's bad. I get it. I believe that he probably killed her now. Like, you don't need to, like, pile on to him at this point.
Yeah. And Duncan goes, fuck, dude. Aaron's here right now at my house. He's here. And Veronica's like, okay, I got to get these tapes to my dad. My dad's got to do a real long look at these tapes.
he's like, yes, let me play that one back.
Oh, yes. Let me see if I can get some more evidence out of this. Are you sure there's not another one?
Leanne's like, Keith, what are you doing? Shut up.
I'm investigating. Get out of here. Don't you have a bottle of water to drink or something?
Have another glass of water.
So Veronica goes, I'm going to take these tapes to my dad. Duncan, you have to keep Aaron here and distract him, run interference, and all this shit. And Duncan's like, okay, sure. And then Veronica's about to leave, and then she turns around and she goes, oh yeah, guess what? We're not brother and sister. My dad did a DNA test. We didn't have incest. And Duncan's like, fuck yeah, dude.
I will say, besides seeing his sister have sex with Aaron Eccles, he's having a pretty good day. He found out that he's not a murderer.
Yeah.
He didn't commit incest.
Yeah.
And his parents are ride or die for him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of weight off his shoulders.
Yeah, I guess in this time of panic, he's getting some good news.
Yeah. Also,
aside from seeing his sister's sex tape, yeah.
Also having a crazy reaction to, an understated reaction, I would say, to finding out that Logan's dad may have murdered Lilly.
Yeah.
Like, Weevil hears that Logan might have did it, and he's like, pipe to the head. Like, that's all I need. He finds a sex tape of Aaron Eccles with Lilly. He's like, all right, yeah, I guess I'll just try and keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I guess I'll chat him up. See what's good.
Yeah, I guess all this. I've been flying off the handle a bunch recently, and I've had no emotional stability. I beat the shit out of a car because I saw you dating Logan. But no, just finding out that this Logan's dad might have killed Lilly. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run down there and beat him up in front of the governor at all. Like, why would I not do that?
I'll keep an eye on him for you, though.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
I'm chill.
Yeah, I'm super chill.
My mom gave me an extra dose of that Prozac that I'm on.
It's no way Duncan doesn't go crazy when he sees. He would try.
He was about to he was screaming at Veronica.
Yeah.
Like a scene earlier.
Yeah.
Tackled her off of a chair. Knocked her fucking wig off.
He beat the shit out of his car, and his parents don't even say anything. We're being served. I'm like, you just spent another $50,000 on a car the other day.
Yep. But yeah.
Where's Meg?
I don't know, but Duncan's real happy that he is not doing incest. This opens the door, Vance. This opens the door for the get back.
Gosh, this is not a love triangle I want to see continue.
Nope. But Veronica, she's leaving the Kane estate. She calls Keith. She tells him about the tapes. Keith tells Veronica, she's like, I'm coming home. And Keith's like, no, don't come. Stay there. I'll come to you.
I love that she's walking out without the wig, out the front door, past everyone.
Yep. But she's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll come straight. I'm coming home. And Keith is like, all right, well, you come straight home. You don't stop for anything. And Veronica's like, all right, sure. She gets her car from the valet, I guess. Because it looks like there is like a valet service outside of this estate.
I don't know if the caterers are valet parking, but
she gets her car.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention.
So after she hangs up with Keith, she calls Logan, and Logan's phone goes straight to voicemail. We hear another inspiring quote from Logan Eccles' voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
And we see where Logan is.
Oh, you don't have it?
I do not. Do you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Oh, of course. You're the quote man.
I mean, he only gives us inspiring quotes twice a season, so you got to write it down.
This is a consistent thing in his voicemail.
Yeah.
What a fucking chore you would have to. What What's he doing? He says it's the daily inspirational quote.
Today's inspirational message. Adversity is the diamond dust with which heaven polishes its jewels. What does that mean?
No idea, dude. Is that the same quote you think from, he just like never changes it?
No, the other one was like a
Reagan
one or something. It was like politics or something.
What a fucking chore to give yourself. He's just stealing these from like one of those rip-off calendars.
Yeah, I don't have the quote for the last one, but it was definitely like something like
the last
Reagan.
one was from like Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, it was a Roosevelt one or something. It was like a president. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
All right.
How do you call this guy and be like, this is the guy I'm dating?
Right? What a fucking lame asshole. Like, that's so fake, too. Like, dude, knowing Logan.
Imagine calling that, getting that inspirational quote, and then being like, hey, man, we're going to have to cancel bum fights tonight, man. Because
is bum fight still on, Logan? Yeah. Are we still going to Surfing Chicks Weekend in Mexico?
Right?
God damn. Anyway, we go to voicemail, but then we see where Logan is, and Logan is drinking from a flask, and he's standing on top of a guardrail on a bridge.
Basically the same place his mom jumped.
Yeah. And he's wiggling and wobbling on this guardrail, and he's like, and then, as if things couldn't get any worse, Weevil and his biker gang show up. I mean, there's like 20 bikers. Mm-hmm. They pull up, they surround Logan's yellow Nissan Xterra, and Logan turns around and he's like, great. As if things couldn't get any worse. Meanwhile, Be My Bad Boyfriend is playing again in the background, and Logan turns around, Weevil takes off his motorcycle helmet, and Logan goes, what more can you do to me? What more can you do to me? And Weevil's like, I don't know. Let's find out. And then Logan gives him the like, just bring it gesture.
Like the martial arts movie, arm up, hand forward, come here, kind of like fighting stance thing. And it is so cringy.
Yeah. I mean, the shot is crazy too. Like, I feel like this is also at a Dutch angle, and you just see the moon right next to Logan's head, like, let's go.
Bring it on. Yeah. Just throw your helmet at him. He's going to fall off the bridge.
Right, dude? Just go like this. And he'll fall over.
How with no one, like, he's been standing on the edge of this thing. Cars are driving past. This would be a lot.
Yeah. It's Neptune, baby. You keep your head down. You just go forward. You go home. And newsflash, this is the last we see of Logan and Weevil.
Yep.
A brouhaha is about to start on the edge of a bridge.
They're probably just going to make out or something.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Just sit in the back of the car and jam out to some Spice Girls and reminisce over Lilly.
Oh. Yeah. If you want to be my love. I knew that wasn't your sister. Oh, God. So anyway, we then go back to Veronica. Veronica's driving home. She gets a call from Duncan. Duncan's like, hey, man, I've been looking all over the place. I can't find Aaron anywhere. And no one's seen him. And Veronica's like, what? Can't find Aaron anywhere?
You know how celebrities, like no one keeps an eye on them at a party at all, you know, especially like a bunch of politicians that aren't technically in like Hollywood. They would not know where the big star that's walking around the house is. Like no lady would be like, oh, that's the guy who had like 50 affairs and got stabbed and he's like in all these movies. Yeah, I don't know. I just lost track of him. I was so enthralled by Kane talking about software.
And the governor talking about fucking political bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No one would want to.
No one want to see the handsome sex symbol movie star that's walking around. No one's paying attention to him.
Known philanderer.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. He's just able to just move around the house freely.
He's dodging raindrops, dude. Yeah. He's fucking incognito.
Mm-hmm.
But Veronica's like, what? We can't find him? Oh, man, that's not good. All right, well, let me know if you do find him. Hangs up her phone and then looks in the rear view mirror. And we get a perfectly lit Aaron Eckel sitting in the back.
I burst out laughing when I saw this.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
She looks in the rearview mirror. It's like pitch black. And then it's just like as if the lighting guy was like, all right, now's my cue. And just like shines. I don't know if
you've been around
you
haven't been around a lot of celebrities, Joe. They just have that light that comes off of them.
They have that aura.
Yeah.
A glow about them, if you will.
Yeah.
He chose to enact this glow at this exact moment.
He's always in that light. Yeah.
Veronica screams and he's like, shut up, keep driving. Then Aaron grabs the tapes from Veronica's passenger seat and he's like, I'm going to be needing these. And Veronica, he's like rambling on about it. He's like, oh, I didn't know you'd figured it out or whatever. And Veronica, meanwhile, she like checks her seatbelt. She grabs onto it and she's like, all right, well, here we go. She starts swerving all around the road and then purposefully crashes into a tree or a light post or something. She's fine. She's got her seatbelt on, but Aaron goes flying into the front seat. And
it's crazy the faith she had in that seatbelt.
Right?
And it's like a no airbag car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she should have like stopped the car and got out and ran.
This is TV shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it gets real TV shit after this. Yeah.
How do you not notice that Aaron's in the back of your car?
They're bad detectives in this episode. They can't tell the mom's been drinking. They can't tell a grown man is sitting. That always happens. That's the most TV thing that happens on TV is that someone's hiding in the back seat and you don't notice them.
I mean, she doesn't even have like a big car either.
No.
Like
my thing that I think is funnier is the fact that he could sneak into her car and
yes,
no one would see.
I was about to
and
ask
no
next.
one would see like, what is Aaron Eccles doing sneaking in the back of someone's car?
How did he break into her car? I mean, that's why I brought up the valet thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the valet, but yeah.
How did he?
He sweet talked. He sweet talked to valet. It was like, hey, can you find me Veronica's car that I don't actually know what her car is because I've never seen her car?
And then he would have to say to the valet, hey, you know that one cater waiter that has the curly black hair that came here?
But he doesn't know what her car is technically. No, that's nitpicky.
That's real nitpicky. But you know what? You got to bring it up.
Yeah.
You got to bring it up. We're the boys. This is what we do. This is what we do here.
I'm going to say I was like, I hope she gets out of the car and runs or something, but I did not expect her to crash it. And that's a lot of faith in the seatbelt, buddy.
Yeah, dude. So she crashes her car into this post or tree, and Aaron's knocked out. She's knocked out, but she wakes up and she's like, oh, shit. Okay. Veronica's phone, she wakes up because her phone's ringing and it's Keith calling. Keith's like, where's my fucking daughter, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my fucking daughter? I haven't heard from her. She's not home yet. She should have been home by now. So
he dips on the mom again.
Yep. I was supposed to say, Keith hangs up and he's like, I'm going out. And Leon's like, where? And he's like, just out. Bye.
He's like, you're going to
drive.
You're going to drive
another
me to
bottle
drink
of water
again.
you can drink. So Keith leaves and Veronica, she turns to her right. She sees that Aaron is knocked out. She grabs the tapes from him, and then she starts going for her phone. But then Aaron like kind of wakes up. He coughs a little bit. He's like, oh, and she's like, oh, fuck. All right. I'm just going to get out of this house or get out of this car right now. So she gets out. She's got the tapes. She starts looking for like a house or a car or something. She finds a house.
the one house on the hill with the like I was like, this turns into like a domestic thriller at this point.
Right?
Yeah.
This turns into like kind of a horror movie now because she runs up to this house. She starts banging on the door. She's like, let me in. Please help me. Please help me. Banging on the door. A light turns on in the house. And she's like, oh, okay, so maybe somebody is here. Starts banging on the door some more. Let me in. And then she turns back to look at her car, and her passenger side car door is now open. So Aaron has escaped. He's on the loose.
This is the end of all those thriller movies. The regular abusive husband or guy just cannot go down. They become like Jason from Friday the 13th. Like you cannot stop them. Mike Myers.
So she sees that the door is open to her car, and she's like, oh, fuck, Aaron's on the loose. So she starts running to the other side of the house. But as she's running, she's throwing the tapes. She puts one into a washing machine. She puts one into like some kind of like trash can looking thing, and she throws a third one onto the roof. Starts knocking on like the back door. She's like, please help me. Please help me. I need help. And this is one of...
This is insane. This is insane. This is insanity.
She knocks on the door, and some bearded dude opens the blinds.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't open the door. It's a glass door.
She's banging on like a glass door, yeah, right? Yeah. So,
it's a glass door. Yeah. Bearded dude opens the blinds, and Veronica's like, oh, thank you. I'm glad that you opened the door. Dude with the beard crumples and falls to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Eccles comes from behind him from the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aaron's fist comes flying at the screen.
Yes. I put on my 3D glasses. Did you not put on your 3D glasses at this moment?
Glasses on. Glasses on. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it was a 3D glasses moment. I was like, why is like he's like backlit and he feels like he's out of this, like in a different void. And he goes to punch. I'm like, is he gonna punch through the glass to hit her?
That's what I feel like we're led to believe.
Why isn't she cut up later? Like, it didn't make any sense.
I loved how little sense it made, though.
It made no sense.
Like, all you see is his face and then his fist.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing. Like, you can't see his shirt. You see nothing but his face and then his fist come flying at the screen.
If there wasn't glass, I'm like, I get it. He just punched her and knocked her out. But the glass adds a layer, pun fully intended, that just makes it like, what?
Yeah. I mean, we don't see him open the glass door at all.
No. And it cuts immediately before he hits the glass. And we cut to like black.
Yeah.
And here's my thing too. If you're her, she's got like young blonde white girl privilege to be knocking and think that they're going to let her in. Me and you banging on the door like that? No, nothing's happening. No one's saving. No one's opening that door to let us in. I thought that place had enough craziness around it. I thought what was going to happen is that she was going to break into it. No one's going to be home. And it's going to be like one of those chases through the house kind of situation.
Yes. Well, especially when she's running around the outside and it's just like a bunch of junk all over the place.
Because Aaron Eccles had no problem getting inside this house.
Yeah, how the fuck did he get in?
He just opened the door, probably. She could have just ran up there and just started hiding somewhere.
Yes, hide yourself in the washing machine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, washing machines, I think you can get out of. Don't hide in the fridge, kids. Don't hide in the fridge. Don't do that.
Nope. Because Veronica wakes up from being presumably punched out by Aaron Eccles. Aaron Eccles also no blood on his fist from punching through glass. But
I think he
Veronica
just hit the glass, and the shock of it didn't break the glass, but just woof, hit her in the head.
Oh, okay.
She was more knocked out from that than that car crash because she didn't have a seatbelt on.
True. True.
What if she started buckling up a seatbelt right when he went to punch her and it protected her?
Veronica wakes up in a red lit tomb and she's got a walkie-talkie in there. And this was also hilarious.
The voice, the explanation of the walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Also just hearing Aaron Eccles' like movie star voice on the walkie-talkie of just like, hello, Veronica. Oh, you're waking up. Wake up, Veronica. It's odd that a girl like you would have a walkie-talkies in her car. Why do you have walkie-talkies in your car? So peculiar.
Did you go back to the car or did you take the walkie-talkies when you got out originally? Does he have a jacket on at this point too? Or no?
I think so.
Yeah, like it's like he went back and got dressed up because I think he just had a shirt on it. Like he didn't have the jacket on when he crashed. I think
he had like a shirt and a blazer.
When he crashed? I think when the car crashed, he doesn't have the blazer on. And I feel like he has the blazer on during parts of
No, he's got the blazer on because that's where the tapes were. They were in his blazer pocket, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah. So he's walkie-talkieing Veronica and he's like, where's the tapes, Veronica? Where's the tapes? And she's like banging on whatever she's in. We don't see it yet.
No.
She's trying to get out. And then we cut to the outside and Aaron is sitting on top of a refrigerator that Veronica is stuck in.
Yeah, it's door side taken off and down. So it's like, yeah, she's under it. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, where's the tapes? I don't want to have to fucking kill you. And Veronica's like, So meanwhile, we go back to Keith, and Keith is driving. And we've known that Keith tracks Veronica's car. It's real easy to track Veronica's car.
Tracks her phone.
Tracks her phone via her car, etc. But he's driving
just
around.
the phone, where her phone is in the car.
Yeah. So he's driving around. He's going to go find Veronica. But Aaron's like, Veronica, you better fucking give me the tapes. He's pouring gasoline all over the fridge that Veronica's stuck in. And he starts giving her a lecture about Joan of Arc. And he's like, Joan of Arc, she didn't talk to God. They actually had scientific studies about her later on. And turns out that she was like mentally ill and she was just hearing voices. So turns out she actually died for fucking nothing. But she believed that she was dying for God. Isn't that something? And then Keith finds Veronica's car. And then we go back to Aaron. And Aaron's like, Lilly never told me where the tapes were either. Don't you think that should be like a cautionary tale, Veronica? And he's pouring more gasoline. And he goes, I'm not going to let a 17-year-old piece of ass ruin my life.
I'll let a 25-year-old piece of ass ruin my life, and a 27, and a 32, and a 54.
I'll get stabbed for a 23-year-old piece of ass, but I'll be damned if a 17-year-old piece of ass will ruin my life.
The irony of that is that his life did get ruined based off of his infidelities.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have gone to jail based off of hooking up with Lilly. I think it would have.
I mean, she's underage.
Yeah, I know she's underage, but I don't think it would have. I don't think he would have gone to jail for it. I think he would have got away with it somehow.
Fair enough. But meanwhile, Veronica's like banging all over this refrigerator. I don't understand how she couldn't get out of this.
I just explained it to you. It's door side down.
I think you could still do that.
What do you mean? Still do what?
You could push open the refrigerator if the door side's down.
If the door is down, it's the back of the refrigerator, it's the top of it.
Yeah, I know.
So how is she going to open the down? How is she going to open it? You
could push that and the back of it will open.
No. The back of it will open. The back of fridges don't open.
But dude, like if you're laying on your back on the door and you push the back of the refrigerator,
you would have to push the whole refrigerator. You have to push
like
the whole. No, you have to push the whole fridge over. You have to push the whole thing open, not the door. There's no door to open. Like she can't lift the whole.
No,
she can't lift the whole refrigerator.
I think that you could.
She can't lift the whole. Like people can't lift whole refrigerators. Here's it. It's a hollowed out fridge. The door is not on it. When they flip it over, then she can't lift it up over top of her.
I feel like you could.
I think you're going by your like. I think you're going by like guy strength, not like 5 foot nothing woman trying to push up off. Like she can't stand up. She's not getting any leg pressure. Like she can't like stand and get any of that. She has to like literally do a push up to get it up, and then like try to crawl out from underneath it. Because he has to flip it from the side later.
I understood it when he was sitting on top of it. Like that's extra weight, like etc. I think that once he's not on there anymore,
I don't think she could push it up. Yeah,
I think so.
No, I don't.
Let's get an empty fridge, and we'll test it.
Okay, are you gonna use her strength level?
Yeah, we'll find a 5'1", 5 foot nothing lady.
You think so? If a fridge was just down on its flat surface, like if the fridge was just down flat. You think she could stand it like, and she's not in it. She's outside of it. You think she could stand it up on its tall side? You think she could like tire lift that fridge up?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think she could.
All right. Fair enough. I have more faith in her.
All right.
I think maybe, well, no, there's no way. I was going to say maybe if it was like a double door, it'd be tougher. But from what we see, like it's not a double door. I think that she could do it.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I believe that women are stronger than Vance does.
Yeah, and you also believe Lilly deserves what she got. So I think people will take. I think people are going to be siding with you.
But anyway, yeah, Veronica. Eventually, she walkie-talkies to Aaron that she put the tapes on the roof of the house, and Aaron's like, "Thank you."
Was that part of her plan, or I don't? Yeah,
I think it was to stall him. At least a little bit. But Aaron climbs up onto the roof. I gotta say, I love every single thing that happens from here on out.
There's some stuff I don't like that happens from here on out. But yeah.
Of course, because you're a joyless curmudgeon.
Okay.
You don't think Veronica can open a fridge. You don't like anything out of that.
Well, I wanted to see this list of things you were going to say. I was like, let's see you get to 3 on this list.
So Aaron climbs up onto the roof. He finds one of the tapes.
And it's very athletic, athletic man. Just on the roof.
Yes.
Sneaking into buildings. Did he kill the guy inside?
I think he did. I think he might have.
Right.
But while he's on the roof, who shows up? Keith Mars. And Keith's got his gun drawn. And he's like, Veronica, where are you? Veronica, where are you? Keith has his back turned to the roof. Aaron leaps off of the roof onto Keith.
Here's the funny thing is that Veronica says, Dad, and he hears it on the walkie that
she walkie-talkies Aaron, Dad.
And then he hears it and looks up, and then we get a Spider-Man leap.
Yep. Get a superhero landing.
Yeah.
Aaron jumps on top of Keith, and then they tussle, and they have just one of the most WWE tussles in cinema history.
Love the choice not to have music during this fight scene.
Same. You just hear the heavy breathing. Mm-hmm. Aaron is smashing everything glass that he can find on Keith's head.
Keith's head is busted up, man.
Yeah. Keith then turns the tide. He grabs, there's like a
crutch.
a crutch, yeah. He smashes that into Aaron. He's throwing Aaron into some other like bookshelf. They're smashing like porcelain dolls on each other.
It's just a regular fight between like two guys. It's like, there's nothing overly. choreographed about it. They're just grabbing stuff and trying to hit each other.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, I think that like Keith just like picks something up and throws it at Aaron.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look. It looks like two guys fighting.
Yeah, it's just
like it's nothing flashy. It's like a brawl.
Yeah,
I loved this fight scene.
Yeah.
Eventually, Keith lost his gun in the brouhaha. Eventually, Keith like tackles Aaron and just starts.
I will say this: I love that there wasn't the gun's in the foreground and a fight for the gun. I hate that so much. Where people are like, I got a person pinned down, and they're like, "Wait, there's the gun. I'm gonna let him up and go try to scramble for it." I'm like, no, just keep hitting the person. Yeah. I'm happy we didn't get that.
But like Aaron's like beating him up, and then Keith gets the upper hand because he nut shots him.
Okay, yeah.
And then Aaron falls to the ground. Keith's punching him while he's on the ground. He's in full mount, just punching him over and over again.
Yeah.
Gets him 3
those
times.
Punches are amazing because he's like leaning his whole body back.
Yeah, dude.
But he's also tired, so they don't have like the full force.
Well, he's like punching, and then he's also, it seems like he's getting a little bit of elbow in on him too. It's like one of those like exhausted falling into it.
Yeah.
So he does 3 of those, and you think that Aaron's knocked out at this point, but he's not. Bro just was in a car accident where he jumped off a roof.
Yeah,
getting stuff bashed into his face.
He's got super villain powers that they get. Yeah.
He's got a little bit of life left in him. Pulls out his Zippo lighter from his pocket, lights that motherfucker, and tosses it towards the gasoline.
Is that the lighter that Celeste gave to Logan?
Oh, fuck.
That'd be amazing.
Poetry. So he throws it. Gasoline ignites. Keith looks over. He's like, what the hell? Aaron goes, Veronica's in the fridge. Good luck getting her. Fridge is on fire. Keith runs over to the fridge. Keith has no problem opening the fridge.
Keith is standing on the outside lifting it up. She's inside pushing. You don't have the leverage from inside if it's on top of you.
You could.
She's on her back. She has to do a straight push-up. She has to do a straight push-up.
She can bench press it.
She can't bench press it, dude.
She could use her legs.
She
She can bench press and leg press it.
She would have to get it at an angle to twist it over. She could try. She could try. I would say she should
She doesn't try. She does just
try.
slap it.
Yeah, she doesn't try. I don't know. This thing might be one of those lead fridges, though, too. Who knows how old
Keith
this thing is.
Opens this motherfucker and he's on fire.
It's called parent strength.
Oh, okay.
But no, he can definitely. I think the hardest thing for him would have been getting his hands underneath it to even get the leverage to lift because it's like flat on the ground. But whatever.
He's on fire.
Yeah.
He's on fire. Veronica gets out. Veronica's not on fire.
She would have been baked in that thing, dude. That would have been.
Oh yeah,
man, that was going to be a horrible way to go.
I don't know. As we know from Indiana Jones 4, refrigerators, they can withstand a lot of damage. Not going to spoil it, but Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, refrigerators.
You can spoil that movie.
They can withstand a nuclear blast.
Yeah, and if you get out of it and you're still within the nuclear blast range, you'll be fine.
Yeah, no poisoning, nothing.
No.
But Veronica escapes. Keith runs all the way out. Does this he's doing a stop, drop, and roll.
He doesn't drop fast enough, but yeah.
No. Well, he has to run through the fire for what seems like an hour. Like he's just.
It took I love how he was like, "Oh, my daughter's in there," and then he saw the fire. And he was like, "I don't know if I'm actually going to jump through this to save her."
But he stopped, dropping, and rolling. Veronica grabs like a blanket. She starts patting him out, and eventually he gets put out. Veronica's like, I fucking love you. I love you. I knew you would come and save me. You're the best dad in the whole fucking world.
He's like, keep your head on a swivel. There was a murder around.
Yeah, especially because Aaron has escaped again. He's run over to Veronica's car. He grabs Veronica's car keys and he walks over to Keith's car. And he opens up Keith's car with Veronica's keys. And he's like, all right, I'm going to escape in this car. But very much like he was hiding in the back seat of Veronica's car, Backup the dog is hiding in the back of Aaron's car. And Backup bites Aaron's arm.
The back of Keith's car.
Oh, yeah, back of Keith's car. Backup bites Aaron's arm, and Aaron's like, oh, fuck, I'm getting bit by a dog. Ah. He gets out of the car, closes the door, and he's like, holy shit. Whew, that was a close one. Backs up, walks backwards onto the road, and then a florist's truck hits him, and he goes flying.
Didn't love this. This is the thing I didn't love. Yeah, you said you loved everything after this. I was like,
oh, I love it.
The late night flower delivery truck hitting Aaron Eccles is only made worse because of the driver getting out of the car and his reaction to running a person over.
Runs him over. Driver gets, and this driver's like nobody. We haven't seen him before. I was kind of expecting it to be like Beaver or something. It's some random guy. He's got jorts on and a blue or a green polo shirt. Gets out of the car, he looks down and goes,
he gets a fashion corner. All season, people don't get in fashion corner. This flower delivery guy that means nothing gets a fashion rundown. All right.
This guy comes out and he goes, oh, holy shit. Is that Aaron Eccles?
Dude, that's your reaction to running someone over. He's not panicked. He's like, oh, dude, man, you came out of nowhere. Like, he's already putting the blame on the guy he just hit.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Sees Aaron Eccles. And then Veronica shows up, points the gun at this guy, and she goes, don't help him.
Points the gun at Aaron.
And she's like, don't help him. Get your phone. Call 911. We need police, medics, and the fire department. So we then cut to the emergency services all showing up. Mm-hmm. Veronica's with Keith. Keith's on a stretcher.
His eyes are all over the place.
Dude, Keith's in a bad way, it looks like.
He is
fucked up.
Dude, that actor makes some choices.
Mm-hmm.
The choice to have his eyes darting around like that is, I mean, it works. Yeah. It's something. I mean, he is like looking around, eyes are like marbles rolling in his head. Yeah.
Yeah. And Veronica's walking with him to the ambulance, and she's like, Dad, you mean the world to me. You mean the world to me. And then Keith goes, who's your daddy? Veronica goes, I hate when you say that. My note says, Keith says, who's your daddy? All caps. Wow.
They brought it back, man.
4 O's, 5 W's. Can't believe they brought that back from the pilot.
We need to. How long has he been questioning whether or not he was the father for him to have a running gag that he says, who's your daddy, so much that Veronica hates when he does it, even though he's only done it once this season? I need Sheriff Lamb to come back and make some Wizard of Oz reference. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
I needed that.
He needed to go up to Aaron Eccles in this scene and be like, hey, I think you need to go see the wizard. Get a lawyer.
You need to see the wizard, you cowardly lion, or something. Yeah. I don't know. I needed a Sheriff Lamb.
Because you've been a lion. But yeah, actually, Sheriff Lamb does show up here. And this is where he's arresting Aaron Eccles while Aaron's on the stretcher.
He's got all the stuff. He's
got like all the
respirator.
Aaron's just like looking at him like full Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You're under arrest. Now also, Duncan and Jake Kane show up. And Jake is like, I can't believe this. Aaron, you killed my daughter. You killed my daughter! I will destroy you and your entire family and everyone you love. You killed my daughter! My daughter! My daughter! And this is where I took a screenshot of the closed caption that I sent to Vance. It's just daughter with like 9 E's.
This was some... I did not love this acting here. I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying Jake Kane's grief here.
Let's be real. The Eccles family is already destroyed. Lynn's dead. Aaron's going to jail. Who knows where Trina is? Logan's about to jump off a bridge. Your work's done, Jake. Your work is done.
I understand I understand that he is livid at Eccles for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess Duncan told him on the drive over what happened.
Yeah.
But also, they were just casually like, hey, Duncan, you know you killed your sister, but we didn't want to get... Like, they were so okay with it.
I think my favorite part of this is like, and then he's like, I'm going to watch you fry, Aaron Eccles. I'm going to watch you fry.
I hope Aaron Eccles somehow gets off.
Oh, he's going to. He's going to come back with a fucking eye patch and a hook for a hand, my dude. You can just tell it. You could just tell it. But as Jake is screaming all this, Sheriff Lamb goes, you're under arrest for obstruction of justice.
Wait, does he?
Yes. And then they take Jake Kane away in handcuffs.
Oh, shit. I didn't notice that. Good catch. That's actually valid.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
He won't serve a lot of time for that obstruction, but yeah. Wait, Sheriff Lamb's got that kind of moxie that he would actually do that?
Yeah. I thought that Sheriff Lamb was like bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Also, we see like 100 cops in this episode. No Leo D'Amato.
I was wondering where Leo is. I think he's done with
Where's
the show.
Leo D'Amato?
You know, when you find when Veronica breaks your heart, you kind of like have to just leave. Maybe go to Cuba or something.
You got transfer.
Yeah.
I was expecting Leo D'Amato to like maybe arrest Logan, bring him in, like when the cops show up at that school. No Leo D'Amato.
No, I mean he's probably promoted to like being a sheriff at another town off all the cases that he's brought down. A serial killer, a dog stealing ring.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
Russian mobsters. He's been a part of a lot of cases.
Yeah. But they take Jake Kane away. And then from afar, Duncan looks at Veronica. And does Veronica smile at Duncan?
They have a weird look. Duncan is interesting in this because he's very like his opening seems like I'm not 6 years old anymore. So you keep treating me like I'm a kid. And then the rest of the episode, he acts like he's like 10 or 12.
Yeah. Yeah. But like it's like they share like a knowing glance. They kind of give like the gangsters nod at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, justice is served.
Yeah. And it like, yeah, and Veronica's like, yeah, my mom didn't show up at all.
Right.
Celeste isn't there, right? Or is it just Jake?
No.
Yeah.
Just Jake. My daughter, I'm going to watch you fry, Aaron. I'm going to destroy your family and everyone you love.
The Aaron Eccles documentary true crime series is going to be epic.
Fucking Jake Kane is going to finance that himself on his streaming service.
Oh my God. That 4-part miniseries on HBO Max would be fire.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Because you got a murder, sex with your son's girlfriend. You got the infidelity. You got the mysterious wife disappearance.
Dude, you're going to have that screenshot of him that we see. It's going to be like that. And then you hear the big drum like boom. And then it's going to fade to black and white.
What you talking about that of him having sex with Lilly?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the third. That'd be like the closer for the third episode before the finale too, and you're just like, what the fuck? He was fucking the daughter.
We're gonna get a nice Ken Burns zoom into that too.
It would be so good. This would be also, you could also have the first episode be more about his career and all the movies he did, and then show the teardown of the family, and then the son doing bum fights.
Yep.
Oh my God. Abuse, like him beating up his Logan and hitting Logan and the belt stuff. And then you got the Trina boyfriend, because that producer would probably show up, and then they'd be like, and they'd be like, he's also has domestic problems. And then you're like, oh, he helped protect us. It would be so good. Like,
yes,
it would be.
Yes, dude.
So good.
That's going to be like #1 streaming on Kane Flicks.
Yeah. And then you got the whole Abel Kuntz getting out of jail stuff.
That you know what? Maybe Jake Kane wouldn't do this, because then
Jake Kane would absolutely not be a part of financing this thing.
Yeah.
No,
because he paid off Abel Kuntz. He tried to sweep it all under the rug. He had an interview with Jake being like, I thought it was my fucking son.
It'd be some other production company. Jake Kane would have nothing to do with financing this thing.
Yeah, you're right.
He's not going to finance his daughter's death video.
I don't know, man. But so we then go to the hospital where Keith is, and Veronica's there, and she's just looking at him, and Keith is looking rough. And the doctor shows up, and the doctor's like, nah, don't worry, he's going to be fine.
Yo, why is this doctor giving off a super creepy vibe?
Right? He just shows up, walks behind Veronica.
He seems like he's pissed off at her, too, because she's like, is he going to be okay? And he's like, eventually, just be patient. It's like, damn, dude. What is...
Yeah.
He's a weird...
It's her dad.
Yeah.
She just found out that it's her actual dad.
This guy just like got a murderer off the street.
Yeah.
Also,
he rescued me from being murdered.
It's also a daughter and your patient's daughter. Like, just be patient. It'll be fine. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Why don't you go home? Get some rest.
One, she would never go home. She would spend the night there. I do not buy that Veronica would leave her dad's side.
Yeah. I do gotta say, I like that she does have a black eye, because, we saw Aaron punch through the glass, and
she's got I need some cuts on that face though, because if he punched her through the glass.
I mean, she also was in a car crash. She crashed her car.
I love the limp that she did when she was going up the driveway from the car crash. Like that one dead leg limp, and that she doesn't have anymore.
Yeah. No. So doctor goes, why don't you go home and get some rest? And she's like, I don't want him to wake up here alone. I don't want him to be here alone. The doctor's like, doesn't he got anybody else to fucking stay with him?
Yeah, why don't you give her a blanket and let her stay there?
Right?
You don't, there's no option of you have to leave, Veronica.
Yeah. But Veronica does leave.
Mm-hmm.
She leaves, she comes home, and she opens the door, and Leanne's like, where the hell have you two been?
There's a good moment in the hospital where she's like, does she have anybody you can call? And there's that moment where you can see the wheels clicking in Veronica's head of who she's going to call. Yeah. And I was like, I know what's happening.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah. No, I like this. But before that, we reveal who comes. Veronica comes home. Leanne's like, what the hell's going on? Where have you been? Veronica's all disheveled looking. And Veronica's like, you know what? I've been out. Dad's in the hospital. I'll tell you the rest in the morning. But what I need you to do, I need you to pack your shit, because you cannot be here when Keith comes home. And Leanne's like, what? What are you talking about? And Veronica goes, I know that you're not sober. I know that you haven't quit drinking, Mom. I drank from your water bottle. And I know that you checked yourself out of rehab and you came here, and I'm pissed because that was my fucking college money. I invested my college money into sending you to rehab. I bet on you and I lost. So you need to get the fuck out of our lives. I'm through with you. And then Veronica starts walking towards her room, and Leanne goes, it's not easy, And Veronica turns around and goes, I know it's not easy. And then she turns back around and she goes to her room.
Yeah, it's a real tricky take on alcoholism. Like what Leanne does later is like one of those like, yeah, that's a step too far, and like you're not like you're beyond just like an alcoholic. You're like not a good person. Yeah. And I've always had that issue with Leanne as a character, just because they had her disappear, but Veronica still wanted her to be around. And that was before we found out about the Weedman photos.
Yeah.
Which I guess Celeste sent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But then it was like, okay, all right, now you got me back on Leanne's side. She had to leave to protect Veronica. But it doesn't seem like that matters because she came back and nothing had changed and she's hanging out. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just very confused. Like nothing has changed. It wasn't like she left because she was drunk. She left because Clarence Weedman was like stalking him. But now she's back, and it doesn't seem like Clarence Weedman plays any factor into her fear of being there.
Yeah.
I just feel like that was like a plot, and then it turned into alcoholism, and then I don't know.
Yeah. So Veronica goes to her room. She's going to get some rest. We cut back to Keith in the hospital.
Not a waterbed either.
Nope. She must have had that for a week and was like, yeah, this really isn't for me.
Sucks, yeah.
We go back to the hospital with Keith. Keith wakes up, and who's at his side?
Wallace.
Alicia.
Oh. That would be amazing if it was Wallace. Hey, Mr. Mars.
Nah, it's Alicia.
What if it was Weevil?
Oh, yeah, Weevil. But Keith wakes up and goes, you. And Alicia goes, yeah, Veronica called me. She said that she didn't want you to wake up alone. And Keith is like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. They start like holding hands and stuff.
So Veronica gave him the green light, so he's cool now? Is he not worried about his wife? Does he need to talk to Leanne about this? Is he gonna...
Yeah, she doesn't know that Leanne's been kicked out.
Yeah, like
none of them know.
None of them do, yeah.
Yeah. Veronica lays down to go to sleep. We see Leanne packed up her bags, goes through Keith's bag, sees the reward money that he got from the Kanes, swipes that check, and she heads out. Scumbag, dude.
You got to do that money take so that they can stay in the same status quo TV show wise.
Yep. Absolute fucking scumbag, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like her having an alcohol problem, her like getting out of rehab. Like she didn't want to go to rehab. She thought she could beat it. Veronica did take a gamble on her. She lost that gamble. That's a gamble you're going to take and lose a lot of the times with people like that. That rehab was real expensive though too.
Yeah.
Like I would like start with like some free AA class like meetings or something before you go straight. I don't know. But her stealing this money is just like a big fuck you thing. Which again, it goes back to I don't know why I thought she left to protect Veronica, not because she was a scumbag mom.
Yeah. Turns out she's a scumbag.
A scumbag that Jake Kane still liked hooking up with.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that throat goat, you know what I mean?
That was Joseph Welke.
But then we go back to Veronica, and Veronica's dreaming about Lilly, and they're on inflatable rafts in a pool that's surrounded by flowers, and everything's all peaceful.
Yeah. I checked. I was like, are those lilies that they're surrounded by? And they're not really.
Yeah. But she's there with Lilly, and Veronica's like, hey, man, is this going to be peaceful now? And Lily's like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's going to be peaceful. I'm like, I'm not around to make your life. I mean,
got to the bottom of that case. I mean, you think that nothing else is going to happen? It's a TV show. But Lily's like, I just, I'm at peace now. Everything's fine. My case has been solved, but I just don't hope that you don't forget about me. And Veronica's like, I could never forget about you, Lilly. You were my best friend in the whole wide world.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then Lilly disappears, and then Veronica's just alone on a single inflatable raft in the peaceful pool with the flowers. And then there's a knock on Veronica's door, which wakes Veronica up at 3:07 a.m.
It's they do make they do mark the time of that, yeah.
Yep. Veronica goes to the door. She opens it, and she's looking at who knocks on the door, and she says, "I was hoping it would be you." And then we fade to black, not revealing who it was. Cliffhanger.
I was like, Yeah,
it's Duncan.
Yeah, I was like, like, whoever it is, it doesn't matter who it is. Like,
it's Clarence Weedman.
Abel Koontz has been let out of prison and drove there immediately.
Yeah.
They let him out in the middle of the night.
Veronica Mars. Thank you so much. I'm still dying, but
at least he gets to like hug his daughter who likes him now or doesn't like him, because I don't know. So who do you think killed Lilly?
I think, and this is a real one, I think it might have been Duncan in one of his epileptic rages, you know? What about you?
I think it's a mix between society and analog video.
I think we both can agree.
I don't think
she deserved to be taken out.
I'll just say that this show did Lilly no favors throughout this season, dude.
Yeah. Not a likable character.
They just were like, yeah, she liked guys a lot. And it's like, okay, that's fine. She's whatever.
Dude,
that's
not
fine.
Slut-shaming her at all.
I know.
You get, dude, throw it around.
Yeah.
Go get it, girl.
But sleeping with Logan's dad and then going at a car wash telling Veronica, I got a juicy secret.
I don't even mind her telling, like, sleeping with Logan's dad, that's low.
That's low.
Cheating on Logan with Weevil, if they were cheating, or were they on a break? We were on a break.
Yeah. The Weevil thing is like, whatever.
But she cut off Bone Hamilton's daughter, like, just ruined that girl's life.
Which is like, interesting. Well, when you think about that, she cut that off because Yolanda made out with Logan.
Yeah.
She's fucking his dad.
Yeah.
And like multiple occasions too. Because there's videotape of her having sex with him. And then we see a time when she doesn't. So that was not a one-time thing.
Affair. She's not likable.
And they tried to hint towards that with Madison last episode. Because she was talking about like, hey, yeah, look, Aaron Eccles is pretty handsome. And now he's like single. Like she's flirting. Mm-hmm. Like they try to play the girls in high school think he's attractive. And I'm like, yeah, sure. He's a movie star. Why would they? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that riz.
Yeah. The riz that Logan does not have.
Yeah.
Like Duncan feels like Jake Kane's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Logan going to go? His mom is dead. His dad's in jail. You think that he's under Trina's custody now?
No, I mean, he's turning 18.
Think Keith's going to adopt them?
No, because then that would definitely push him and Veronica together if she was somehow related to him.
She does have a type.
She has a type.
She likes to stay in that gene pool, baby. It's real warm in there. She's in that gene jacuzzi.
I'm just saying, if you're Duncan, you're sleeping pretty tight that night, you know? Like,
oh yeah.
Lily's murder is wrapped up. You're not an incester. Yeah.
Dad's arrested for obstruction of justice.
They got to arrest Celeste too.
Yeah.
They're both doing that. I wonder how much of this will be addressed in the beginning of season 2. Because I hope we move on completely from it, but they do have to have like she comes into school, she's got to be popular now. The dad has to have a whole new like standing in the neighborhood, in the town.
Do you think that we pick up season 2 right where we leave off here?
No, fall.
Yeah.
You got to start the
it's
school
gonna
year.
Be a jump forward. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. The summer's already passed.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a new haircut.
What if it's Leo D'Amato at the door? I was hoping it'd be you. Hey, Veronica, take me back.
It's all of the guys.
Yeah. Troy's
back there. Troy's definitely coming back at some point in this series.
Oh, he's gotta.
It's no
His
way.
Fucking Mad Magazine ass face.
It's no way. No way. But yeah, I mean,
what a season.
Yeah. I mean, interesting stuff they did with that Aaron Eccles character. I wonder when they figured out he was going to be the murderer.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's the episode. Got anything else to say about Leave It to Beaver?
No, next week we're going to do a recap of season 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Big recap episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. Really appreciate it. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's shorter than 3 hours.
Barely.
Thanks for listening. Join the Discord. Let us know what you thought. Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy. Doing Dollhouse. Look out for Empire Records. Should be out soon. Shout out. Apple Podcast 5-star rating review. Spotify 5-star rating. Take a screenshot of it. Send it into us. Amazon wishlist. We got merch. Instagram @Boys Watching Buffy. TikTok @Boys Watching Buffy. BoysWatchingBuffy@gmail.com. And stay tuned next time for when we do our season 1 recap.
Hey, who's your dad?
I hate it when you say that.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.